ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another Good Buddies. This time we're starting early. This is the prelude with the one, the only, the Will, and the Mad Hatter. Give a round of applause, everybody. That's the Will V. Cain, everybody.
I'm Will. Welcome to Talking to Yourself, where we ask, how well do you know you? It's going to be a new guest every week. We're going to take turns telling stories about our past. We're going to reflect, analyze, discuss how these experiences have shaped us, and at the end of each episode, we find the best advice to give to our younger selves. So essentially, we'll be talking to ourselves to understand one another. Now, this is episode 0. Now, just to give you a little background on who I am. Born and raised Brooklyn, 1987. This is back when bullets were still killing more people than gluing.
Why did I think you were in 86? I get relevant. Yeah.
Maybe our zodiac sign when it comes to the.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, random. I don't know why that went through me. Sorry, go on.
So,
Mr. Brooklyn.
I've been through the tops of mountains and through the darkest alleyways in Brooklyn, and I've had 4 careers in my life. Right, first one being at a non-profit organization, right? A professional video editor, an emergency action planner for high-rise office buildings in New York City, and then as a project coordinator for Tesla, right? I've been to a lot of places, both low and high, and I've met lots of people along the way. Matt, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Holy bazolies. Hey, everybody. Well, making me feel old over here. Yeah, I'm an 85. I know, we're just a surprise, but yeah, I'm December 85 over here. I am from California, although it's kind of a tough one because then my family did move around from Michigan and Minnesota for a bit. Minnesota, damn, see what I did there? I can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry. Nobody noticed that. And so, okay, what I think is crazy, we kind of talked about this early, is I didn't realize I was really a latchkey kid, or, damn, my parents were always trying to get rid of me. And so, check this out. Every single summer, for as long as I can remember, the second school was out, I was gone. I was off to my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. My family borderline disowned me every summer, and they were like, goodbye, child. Goodbye. But, I'm from a good, big family, and so that was fun. But then every single summer, it was over at Michigan. I never, ever had a summer in California. 12, 13, 14, maybe.
All of my summers were in New York. They were all in New York City except for one, and that's when I was 5 years old. Right, my godparents, right, had moved upstate, just about 2 hours away from the city, and they had this little house on this in this ghost town, right? Ghost town meaning like every other building was abandoned, and they live across the street from this cemetery. And so my mom, it was the first time I've ever escaped the concrete jungle. So I'm driving this car, and I remember going from grays to
how old were you for this?
And flowers. It was the first time I ever experienced something different than 4-story apartment buildings.
Oh, wow. Wow, you had never seen a normal folk house yet.
Never.
Well, you were used to those ones where you're whoa, way up. Oh, damn.
Yeah, and this is back when Sunset Park, Brooklyn was pretty bad, mostly Latino neighborhood. And any area in New York City, in Brooklyn at the time was pretty predominantly bad. I can't remember a time where I actually felt safe until I was 12 years old. One of my first memories is walking down the streets in Brooklyn and getting caught up in some gang gunfire.
How old were you getting caught up in gang gunfire?
3 years old. My first memory.
How do we... Jesus Christ. Do people remember things from 3?
When they're
do you feel like it maybe wasn't 5 or 3? Wow, you can tap into memories from 3 years
When there
old?
is traumatics that
Okay, yeah, yes.
and since then, I was like typically like a gifted kid, right? In second grade, I had an eighth grade reading level. Fifth grade, I scored in fourth grade. I scored in the highest in the 98th percentile for math and reading. So like I did a lot of work. I read a lot.
Did you have to do the exit exam? Was that just a California thing, or is that federal, state?
What's the next exam?
Okay, then yeah. So in California, the reason I asked like that, so in California they have this exit exam where it doesn't matter how good you do in high school, if you can't pass this exit exam, you like baby, you don't pass. And so I asked because it was the one exam I had 100% on, and I had friends fail that, and I'm just like, how do you fail such tests? But do you feel like some people are gifted in some ways and not other ways? Where okay, so only because I've seen you, and I mean, I'll tread lightly, but I've seen you eat, and the one time where you grabbed a mug, I can't really show it on camera, but I'll show it behind the scenes. You grabbed it like this, and it was
With two
so,
hands? Like
yeah, it was so, yeah. You did the two hand, but you could tell you were like nervous, or you were nervous and excited about something. I can't remember what,
no, my wife
but
attributes that to that's when she knows I'm really drunk, where I know that I can't handle items with just one hand, and so I pick them up with two.
yo, okay, but that's what that's like that. Okay, so you got the brains, at the cost of maybe you couldn't play basketball.
No, so like that's me understanding myself. That's a lifelong process of like, hey, I know I'm intoxicated, right? I'm intoxicated right now. I know
Just
that
like no, right?
and so I'm I'm a really good juggler, right? I'm really good with my hands. I can
Oh, I've
manipulate
seen you. You just
objects.
like bloop, bloop,
But
bloop.
like
You're just
when
throwing
I
them
get
up there.
intoxicated, that all goes out of the window. And so that's how you know when I'm really drunk. I start picking up things with two hands because I know there's a high probability I'm gonna drop them with just one. And so that's a big part of this podcast is talking to yourself is really about like talking to yourself and understanding who you are as an individual, right?
Yes.
When I was when I was a professional video editor, I wanted to write screenplays, right? And so I'd write these fantastical screenplays about me and my friends, right? And we did no wrong, we did no like we were like completely perfect, we had no flaws, right? And it just became like these like legit like these fairy tales of how I envisioned me and my friends and how I wished we were, except right there were all my screenplays that I wrote were absolutely trash. It took me a second to realize that I would captivate so many people with like my real life stories. Like I had people on the edge of their seats telling them about the
Well,
things
aren't
I've
the
done.
real life stories better?
Exactly. And so I started writing these stories about my real life in my notebook, and I would go back to them days later, and I would read what I wrote, and it was the first time I ever felt like I was actually having a conversation with myself. You know, so like and I would write about everything, things that happened to me in my past, things that happened to me in present day, right? Things that I wanted to accomplish. I'm like writing all these ideas and thoughts in my notebook, and I started to see patterns. I started to see red flags. I started to see behaviors that like scared myself.
Would you say that's your own self-reflection? Because you have a mindset, right? Like mindset's a threat, right? And so you wrote something down one day, but then maybe the next day you're a little more calmer, a little more this, little.
And now you have hindsight. Now you have hindsight. And so like when I started writing stories about my life and going back and reviewing them, I learned so much about myself. Like I know more about myself than I know more about anything in my life, right? Anything in the world, rather, right? And
Well, nobody knows you more than
I'm
you.
an expert on myself, and I think most people who go about their everyday don't know themselves enough. And
Well,
I think we have to
taking
remind
time to
ourselves.
self-reflect can be really scary. But I do wonder how many people did get a, okay, so I guess I would say I agree but disagree maybe more now after COVID. I feel like a lot of people really did get that moment to like, well, shit, we were all stuck inside, but how quickly do we forget too, right? Where I feel like a lot of us did get that moment, but now everything is so fast paced and like blah, 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 blah. It's borderline like it never happened. And so the point that I was getting at that is I feel like sometimes it takes practice. It's not something that we can just do temporarily because, well, then damn, you're just gonna lose it. Where it it's almost like a sport that you got to be practicing all the time, like literally all the time. Otherwise, you forget who you are. All it takes is to get on a really good work binge, for example, and suddenly you're working 80 hours a week, and damn, you forget who you are, what you stand for. You just become a little robot. And so I think some of it is consistent practice.
It's a muscle that
Yes.
that you have to strengthen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy, right? Like you can put in 2 weeks worth of work, right? Self-reflecting, trying to figure out your habits, your patterns. You're trying to get better every single day. But then you take a day off, and that when you break that chain, right,
you almost got to restart it, right?
You have to restart it. And the hardest part, every time, is starting.
Yep.
Once you maintain consistency,
well, isn't that with anything though?
When I write the least, I'm doing the worst, and that's just how it is. And that's not how it is for everyone else. But like we can use these same ideas, these same practices of self-reflection, no matter what it is, right? Meditation, right? Actually writing, right?
What about therapy?
But
now there's more than one way to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this one? So I've realized that I do better when when I actually go out and drink. But it's because I get my therapy. I've created a community around here. And now I don't go out and drink alone. No, never. That's just depressing. I get to go out and talk about everything, I'll go meet up with friends. We'll talk about life, struggles, family, relationships, this, that, whatever. But then it's nice because I get to just talk to somebody who, well, I don't want to say they don't give a shit because they do, but, humans are generally into their own world, and so sometimes it's just nice to be able to talk your problems out to another human being, knowing that sometimes they're so shit canned they're not even remember anyways. But the idea that I was able to, and just catch, just throw it all at you, what a relief. And so I've noticed I'm way more productive than the next day because I got to go out there, socialize, drink, talk, have a little here's my daily problem. Woe is me. Oh, that's your problem? Damn, that sucks. You make me feel better about my problem. And then off I go then. And then I'm a better, more productive person to society.
See, all right, when you say that, I think about a couple of things, right? And there's a lot I can relate to in that sense, right? And the first time, the second or third time I was ever introduced to alcohol, I was at my older friend's house, our apartment right across the hall from where I live, and it was a get together. His mom and stepfather were away at Peru for the week, right? And so we had drinks pouring and weed, and I remember sitting in the living room. It's almost like in a drum circle in his living room, and I remember people talking about things, right? And I'm sober and I'm young and I'm super introspective and introverted, and I remember trying to speak up, right, and get my point heard. My point heard.
Trying to where you're hey, you're trying to raise your hand, kind of thing.
Right, but every time I would say something or try to say something, I would get interrupted or cut off, and
that's where they give you the no.
And so I can't. So the only thing, I have a drink in my hand, and while I'm trying to get my words in, while I'm trying to figure out if I even have something of value to say, I'm drinking, and next thing you know, I'm drunk. and I don't give a fuck if anyone cares about what I say or hasn't or has a negative perspective on what I'm saying. I'm just like going off, and all of a sudden now people and now they're receptive of me, which makes it worse, right? And so,
Well, but that's not the attention you. Presentation is everything, right? And so that's not the presentation that you want. I mean, I assume it.
no, it's not. It's not what I wanted. It's what I got. And
Yeah.
and it became for the next I want to say like 10 years, right? It became my go-to. In order for me to fit in large social gatherings, right? I felt like I had to get a little buzzed, and sometimes that buzz went too far.
Mm-hmm.
It overextended.
That's easy to do.
In New York City, I grew up in every type of weather possible. Tornadoes, in the rare occasion, hurricanes, blizzards, snow, rain, sub-degree temperatures. I've been chasing that. The only reason why I went to clubs, and so, like, and this is what I intend this podcast to be. Right, I intend this podcast to be that we pick a topic, we tell a story about our lives, and then we analyze, we discuss, and we really like break down red flags, behaviors, right? Like we try to figure out who we are at the time, who do we want to be, what do we want to be currently, right? And I want us to be able to like look back in our past lives and tell our younger selves, like, bro, this is what you should be focusing on. This is what you should be learning, right? This is what you should watch out for.
I feel like all of that is exactly what, but sometimes it takes, in our case, the right people to get together where it's like, listen. How do I put this properly? I have speaking here a little bit. Damn, this is all live and recorded. Hilarious. We're watching my brain freeze for a second live, everybody. Okay, I guess the best way to put it is, so one of the favorite bars I ever went to is named the Losers Lounge, and everybody there was just as equally dorky or nerdy or, just on the same wavelength I was. And if I could have picked all of their brains and been like, yo, will you tell me a story? Hey, will you tell me a story? Damn, I bet I could have resonated with every single one of them, and I would have just been in love with all of their story times, because you could just tell that they lived a different life. It wasn't the normal, oh, mommy and daddy worked a 9 to 5, mommy made dinner, daddy went to work kind of thing. It was everybody who went for a struggle. And so, I think sometimes just doing the right thing is one thing, but to share what you did right and wrong and admit your failures and dissect it openly in the public, damn. Who doesn't love a good story time or want to hear somebody's trials, tribulations, and failures? Especially if they're like, I think I can relate to this knucklehead. And then,
I think as a people, as a species, I think we're much more alike than we like to admit sometimes. Right? Like if like we all want, like it's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? We all want shelter, food, family, friends, love. We all want these things, and sometimes our like geographical, political, religious circumstances affect how we try to achieve those things. And sometimes it can be really good, and sometimes it can be extremely bad.
That goes back to the mindset's a threat, right?
Right. And I feel like I've seen like both ends of the spectrum, right? I've had like vastly different mentalities and perspectives on the world than I have now, and vice versa. Typically historically I've been a 0 to 100 type of guy, like supernatural and religious, to like just like completely like atheist, and then like finding somewhere along the middle, right?
But isn't that learning and trying and not? I mean, at a certain point, you can't blame your parents, right? Like, okay, fine. Your parents tried to raise you this way, that way, but how long do you take the blame for that until you actually put yourself out there and try? And like I would say, like, you're gonna fail sometimes, especially if you're out there literally just trying. But is that really failing, or is that like, whoa, now this led me to another one or another one?
You don't choose. You didn't get to choose your parents or where you were born.
Mm-mm.
Right, and so
well, at least to start.
Sometimes you're born with a super high advantage or like a super disadvantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that can be in the United States, and that can be anywhere else in the world, right?
Anywhere. Oh, absolutely.
But there is some point where you can or you should be accountable for your actions and behaviors. But even, which is still tricky though, right? Because like me being born to a couple in poverty in the late 80s is different from like someone being born in like Afghanistan now.
Oh shit.
Right?
But it's a different struggle or mindset. Okay, but is it though? Is it? I mean, are they still capable of the same happiness without maybe the same necessities that we have? Okay, think back to like when you were 3 years old, seeing those same big buildings. Is it though? If you don't know any other way, like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, you're kind of built that way, and so you maybe have less expectations because that's like you don't know how to have better expectations of what happiness is. Did the internet ruin that though?
Everyone's struggle is different, and everyone's struggle is real, and it's like the advice that we can get from like self-reflecting is going to be different from us, and is going to be different from for people in other parts of the world.
Oh, absolutely. Well, some of them are going to look at us like, wow, you guys need to shut up. These aren't even struggles. Shut your mouth. Right? I feel like from that perspective, yeah. They're just going to be like, oh, look at these two complaining and crying. Ha ha ha.
But I think it's part of the journey. I think part of the journey is like trying to understand everyone else's struggle. Right? Because I don't know what it's like to grow up in Afghanistan. I don't know what it's like to grow up in Europe. I don't know what it's like to grow up in Arkansas. Shit, I've lived in Vegas for almost 8 years now, and I don't know what it's like to grow up in Vegas. And you know, I don't
think you want to know what it's like to grow up. It sounds terrible to grow up in Vegas. From everything I've heard, man, I love living here now. I would not want to grow up here. It just sounds miserable. Miserable.
So the intention here is I want to talk to as many people as I can. Starting with my friends.
Oh, here. So you want to reintroduce it? So we got some people in my live meet chat. Would you like to reintroduce yourself and then what we're doing here?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple. I'm confused, but hey, you know this. We can help out with that chat. Let's check this out. Here's what we're doing.
Should I do the intro over?
Here's what we're doing. Sure.
I'm Will. Welcome to Talking to Yourself, the podcast where we ask, how well do you know you? There's going to be a new guest and topic every week. We're going to take turns telling stories about our past. We're going to reflect, analyze, discuss how these experiences have shaped us. And at the end of each podcast, at the end of each episode, we're going to find the best possible advice to give to our younger selves. We're going to talk to ourselves to understand one another.
That was me. As we're talking about older things, so the one thing we were talking about is past career stuff. So one of the cooler things that ended up being the worst thing ever that literally ruined my quote-unquote pro gaming career. That's a what? But so I was paid to go on this one app through LiveMe that was named Fluxor. I was not the main person, so it was Sniper SSS Sniper. And then it was myself, I don't know, some big YouTuber or whatever. And so they paid us to go over there and broadcast and this whole jazz and yada, 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 yada. Damn, man. We went from having like 10,000 concurrent viewers sometimes all the way down to 5 concurrent viewers almost overnight. Holy bizarre. Talk about selling out for money at the wrong place, the wrong time, all because they put my name and paid me a bunch of money to put it all over this app and pictures everywhere. Oh my lanterns, the mistakes that was made that day. Holy, yeah, I could swear over there. That was so fun. At least I was able to swear over there.
I mean, I think that's why we get along so well, right? Because I came out to Vegas with a plan, right? Like I knew one person out here, which was actually the worst possible person to know in Vegas, right?
Damn, I didn't know nobody. I just came here in hopes and dreams.
Like I came completely blind, to create a podcast, to create a workshop, and to write a book on how to escape the hood mentality using self-reflection and building better habits.
Have you escaped the hood, or do we just live in a fancier hood?
So I was the exception to that rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was still living in the hood in Brooklyn at the time, but I had escaped the mentality, and I moved out here to sort of like, chase my dreams, right? Create my own content and build my own empire.
Hey, that's what got me out here.
And I moved into a worse place than I was living. Like my neighborhood got so gentrified, and like New York City realized that my neighborhood was like prime real estate, right? It was like had a park in the middle of it, a Chinatown, a Jewish neighborhood behind us, right?
You had all of that, and you left it?
Two stops away from downtown Manhattan. And
What?
So they realized like went hard on drugs. You had to stop when frisk laws there. It was just terrible, right?
They realized all the money that could be made in that little spot.
Rent increased, right? And it got to a point where like none of my friends, including me.
Yeah, you got chased out.
I could not afford to live there anymore. It's so.
You got chased out, yeah.
I felt like I moved to Vegas, downtown Vegas, at one of its like golden ages. It was just right for the picking of artistry.
I mean, it's still really cheap, and the artistry is still all growing. I feel like Vegas is definitely at its peak, where there's more room to grow, easier to be seen. If you're gonna try and get seen, I feel like you got a much better chance in Vegas than you do California or New York.
Oh, 100%.
Build your fan base here, and then go over there once you got it.
There's still community here. It's hard.
Oh, spot on. It's like, a community here.
Yeah, it's really hard to live someplace in New York City and like go to a spot and like meet a bunch of like-minded people who are trying to build and create and do together. I mean,
it's tough.
Like these niche areas, right? But it's not like you. I met you because we're neighbors.
Yeah, we were literally neighbors.
Same bar, you know?
Hey, that proximity, that bar got had some really cool people there and a couple bad ones.
As is every place.
Quit it. I don't even know what you're thinking about.
So we both came out for dreams.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. So I had just barely. Okay, you want to hear the story time on that? Then
I think we should save the story time for next time.
Ooh, how I got here.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
I think as of right now, I think this is talking to yourself. Each week, we're going to talk to ourselves to understand one another. We're gonna make self-reflection
a main thing.
Sexy.
Oh, I like it. Self-reflection should be sexy, though. That goes back to what I was saying. I think that's the coolest part about this. If you're willing to, it's about actually willing to admit the trials, the tribulations, the good, the bad, and sometimes the goddamn hilarious. Because if you're not willing to admit that you've gotten all dressed up in grandma's outfit and gone live on broadcast, damn, I don't know if you're really trying or not, you know?
I agree, and it's one of those things where it seems like it shouldn't work, but it does. I think like once you like really start to understand who you are as a person, like what makes you tick, you know, like What are your desires? What are your triggers? What are your red flags? Like once you really understand, what are your
what
patterns?
makes you tick, Will? What makes you tick? Ooh, we got it. I mean, we got it. Ooh.
Many things do.
I don't like being poked.
Did I poke you?
No, I'm just saying I don't like being poked.
In general?
Yeah, I don't like being poked.
Oh, so like there's like a physical thing for you where you don't like being poked.
Yeah, I don't like being poked.
Like when people touch their finger onto your body.
Yeah, for real. It especially if we're fighting, that's the best way to get me to like fight for real. Poke me.
Oh,
If we're arguing and you poke me, you might as well just throw him. Like that's it. It's go time. Sound the alarm. We're throwing down blows.
Yeah, that's a passive aggressive move.
You can't do it. Yeah.
To poke someone.
Yeah.
That's it. You're throwing blows at people if they poke you in the middle of an argument.
Oh yeah. I would lose it. I would lose it. Yeah.
I don't.
I'm super. Okay, so I mean I don't know how much you noticed, but I'm very like standoffishy on the whole human touch thing. I don't really know how to act, or even to this day, I still don't know how to do that goofy ass handshake that everybody does, where you don't like, I don't know, you do the like, and then whatever the fuck. Yeah, I still don't know how to do that thing to this day, man. My whole life, I don't know how you kids do all these goofy ass handshakes, but to be fair, I've never wanted to. The whole like handshakes, touching, unless you have boobs and I can be like, mama, nom 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 nom. I'm just.
I can see that because like I hang out with like so many different groups of people that were like to the point where they're like whole like completely different ways of greeting one another, right?
Yes.
One's like a slap and a hug. One's just a handshake, right? There's a bunch.
Oh, it's all so overwhelming. God, all that is. Why can't we all just have a nice, easy what's up? Just a nice head nod.
Most of the time, I appreciate the head nod. But when it comes to like my really close people, I gotta them close, really close.
Oh, like hugsies.
Need to get a hug for sure. Yeah, it is difficult, and you have to be able to read the room.
Right. Okay, because I'm a hugger, but you can't really go around and hug everybody. I blame my grandfather for that. Grandfather, if you're listening, asshole. Yeah, I'm a hugger because of him. This old man will hug everybody.
You can't hug post 2020. Like, not everyone.
Oh, yeah. Old man hug everybody. Mm-hmm. Don't give a shit. He's a brave 84-year-old, I know. Yeah. Yo, he just got a speeding ticket the other day, too. Did you not? This guy's crazy.
Jerry Seinfeld said, if you're 80, do 80.
Do 80, hey! If you're 84, do 84, hey!
We're going to call this here, though, I think. Thank you for tuning in.
Wait. You gotta give a goodbye speech.
My goodbye speech is, this is Talking to Yourself, a podcast where we reflect together to become the best versions of ourselves. I think that if we can work together, listen to one another, and try to figure out one another's patterns and behaviors along the way, I think we can live our best lives.
I love it. Since it was asked, I'll leave it at. Oh, I gotta switch it just because why not? Oh, I'm not in my chair. Shit. Damn it. Shut up. All right, everybody, we're out. This was the very first one of these. We are going to be doing 3 hours roughly of podcasts now every single Tuesday. This will be the first hour or so, maybe a half-hour segment. Either way, we're going to start doing 3 hours, so that means I'm still on for another 2 hours. We're going to take... Hey, you're still on the mic. We can still hear you, damn it. Anyways, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be doing this again next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. And that's an every week thing, me and Will, and we'll be adding on guests. Can't wait. Bunch of chatter there. And then in about 20 minutes here, I got all the boys coming over. And then we're doing another one. And then another one. So I'll see everybody in 20 minutes. So, yeah, don't be scared to add the Instagram. Don't be scared to add the YouTube Rooney. We are on the YouTube, the Mad Hat one, and the Good Boys. And here on Live Me. So I'll see everybody in a little bit. Bye. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. We'll be back in back in 20 minutes. Yeah. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the downtown Las Vegas good buddies. I'm totally cheating to use my own introduction when it's me and all the boys on this one. This is our flagship one. This is the one that lasts an hour long. Today, we talk about goals. And what the hell, why not? Why don't we even talk about ambition? Today, we're going to talk about the pros and cons, about living in Sin City, about how we can navigate our goals and the ambitions while living in Las Vegas with all of the guilty pleasures that surround us. It's going to be the Las Vegas lifestyle, balancing work, play, and holy titties, personal growth. So here we are. We got a whole load of good buddies on the sofa today. Holy bazzolis. We got the Dank Risky.
Здравствуйте, дорогие люди.
The one, the only, the I'm at risk, the Will V. Cain. Hey. Followed by, last but not least, the one, the only, the Scott Warner. Today's first one, let's just start out with overcoming adversity. When you think of overcoming adversity, gentlemen, what is the first thing that comes to your mind living in Las Vegas and we talk about overcoming adversity in Las Vegas?
It's a necessary evil at this point in my life. I just know it's something you have to do. It's kind of like, the dragon and the gold. The dragon protects the gold because it's not worth it to get it. But the dragon is all your fears and all your obstacles and everything in the way. So it's something you have to fight. So it's just always worth it, though. So that's kind of how I look at adversaries now.
That's super interesting because, for me in Vegas in particularly, I come from a really bad neighborhood in Brooklyn. But when I came here, it felt bad, but not as bad as New York. So I felt like I can deal with it. But I still had all the same moments of weakness, where it's like I want to do drugs, I want to drink, I want to spend all of my time going out. Except this city is built for people trying to make it. It's built on with blood from the mafia. It's built on hospitality. It's built on so many different tiers, and I think now is the time for artists to finally emerge.
Ooh, well, okay, so on that, I've always said that this is a city where you got to be careful because I feel like this, and it feels like it does tie into adversity. You have to find out who's a piece of shit and who you want to be around, right? So what I mean by that is so many people are running away from something, but that doesn't always mean good or bad. That could mean gentrification, you had to move. That could mean, well, shit, I can't afford California because goddamn, but I need out of my mom's house. Or that could be like, you know what, this country sucks. I'm moving to another country. So it doesn't always have to be running away from something terrible. But there are so many people who are running away from this bad problem, they beat that person, they're on the run, or what do you mean you don't have an ID because the cops have it? Like, what? Are we supposed to still hang out now that I know the cops have your ID? And so you have to overcome the good, the bad, really figure out who is scummy and who's actually a good buddy.
How do you do that, though? How do you figure that out? Right? And that comes with experience prior to us coming here, right? We had to figure it out in our separate cities in order to be able to survive out here.
Well, I feel like that's one of the more unique challenges that you do have to navigate through. And I mean that because you don't get to know someone the whole life. Okay, shit, I've been here since 2016, 2017. And I think that might be the longest here. But so, you don't know my mom doesn't know your mom. When you live in one of those small cities, if you do something wrong, damn, the whole town knows. You start doing drugs, the whole town is whispering, talking about that. Oh, he bought the drugs from Steve. Oh, yeah, Steve gave it to Bob and Tony. damn, there's none of that. There's no accountability. I can go down the street right now and meet 20 brand new schmucks that have never met me before.
I think our moms would get along.
Damn, my mom would get along with your mom so well.
Snitch on the dudes on the block. She would call the cops like, "Hey, Peter from apartment this."
No, my mom wouldn't. No, my mom won't call the cops. My mom will call your mom. My mom will go out of the way to find out who your mom is.
I mean, that's not a bad thing to have though necessarily, but I wanted to say, like, tie into what you said about, like, there's a saying out there, which I believe it's true. It's like hard times create great men. So I feel like you were in like that type of a cycle, maybe, you know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, it wasn't easy growing up, but you learned a lot of skills maybe sooner than a lot of other people would, you know? And like when I think in New York, I think of like so much things just happening. Like so many lives are just there. Like, so it's like, you know, that's what they call it a New York minute, which is because everything just moves fast. So I feel like you can learn a lot of lessons that other people maybe not have learned yet, you know?
And that's so true because like, you gotta like, from like being from the city, you go to a place that, like, that's not the city, and you step out in the driveway in the morning, drinking your coffee, smoking a cigarette, and someone across the street will go, "Hello," and that's that doesn't happen in New York.
Oh,
in the city, it doesn't happen in the boroughs, right? It's like there's so many people you can't possibly stop to say hello. Right?
Yeah.
How could you?
It's like an overwhelm of people in a way
so many
to
people,
build that human connection. Really, where it's just like you don't have time.
Maybe you don't have time. Everybody's trying to get from point A to B, and so you come out here. It's a little bit slower paced, but at the same time, it's like this West Coast chill mentality. Plus, like everyone's trying to get theirs. Everyone's trying to make their dollar, and that can be good. It can be really bad. You have like the meth addicts in the extreme, right? And people who are trying to like pilfer dollars on the avenue to like people who are trying to become captains of their industry in Las Vegas. Hospitality runs crazy. Bartending is ridiculous out here. You get to the top of these fields here.
Oh, it's stupid money. It's stupid money.
Yeah, I was gonna say about because I lived in a city that the population was only like 40,000 or something like that, and like so when I went there, I was like, I'm like the smartest guy in the town. It was so crazy, because just like the education is so different. So easier. Like, you know, like I like my girlfriend at the time that she was like, so I brought her with me to that town, and then like so she went from like say a B student, now she's like A+ student, like everywhere. It's like, oh wow. Because it's just a standard of like, you know, because they're like 40 years behind basically. Yeah, I mean, it's a real small rural town, farm country basically.
Yeah, their biggest income in that town was probably mining.
Mining, or is like there's a small group of people like that, a cattle call club, which is like so the families had cattle. You know what I mean? That was like the big thing. But it's just like they were just good at making money.
Do you find it easier to navigate to your goals here or there? With the big town or the little town?
I think it's better in the big town, honestly. You know, it's easy to get caught up on other people's stuff in the small town because you don't meet as many people. So it's like, wow, you just want a friend, but it's like the one friend. It's like, oh,
but there's only that one friend, right?
I'm saying you just want a friend, and just one friend. Like that's how bad it was. Like just to find someone you can relate to on something. Like, man, okay,
I was that friend in Brooklyn, man. Like I was the middleman. I can if you wanted something. Right, I might not necessarily do it or fucking.
You knew somebody that knew somebody.
Yeah. But like, if you wanted it, I was like, all right, if you were cool enough, I would point you in the right direction to where you needed to get it. And I mean, sometimes I'd make money, and a lot of times I wouldn't. Right, I just like I'm in it. This is my city. I know it the best. Know it better than anything, and I like connecting with people.
Oh, it's the best way to put it. This is a place from all around the world, right? But I feel like the difference in your case from New York people meeting and Vegas, everybody is out here traditionally for a good time to party, laugh their ass off, play. You go to New York, damn, I can't promise you that. I can't. Right? Yeah, but you're here for fun. You're here for what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's true. It's a true 24-hour city. It's sometimes it can be chaos. Like I wake up sometimes at midnight and I'm like,
and you can go play. You can literally go to the bar at midnight and be like, damn, I can't sleep. Yo, bartender, give me a shot, man. I can't sleep. Treat me like a little baby. Give me a little bourbon on the finger.
The way I see it is New York and Nevada. Excuse me, pardon my
Oh.
French. So New York and Nevada. New York, I would say the East Coast compared to the West Coast, based on like how the people work in like a group type ordeal. So basically, New York is like high rise, high rise, high rise. Everything is squished together. Everything is like convenient. For example, you need something for your project, you go to Michael across the street because he owns a business in that specific avenue. So that's the best thing about New York, is everything is localized into this one grid on an island, which is something that I see it and being beneficial, which is why I understand why millionaires and billionaires live there, because there's so much opportunity when it comes to business connections compared to Nevada, which we don't have much high rises based on businesses, but the high rises that we currently have here portrayed in the back is like hotel management, like I would say like pretty much small enterprises that don't really focus on the capitalistic growth. But compared to New York, which focuses more on like utilizing the taxation properly in accordance to the city state. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it from both ends here, is like New York is more of like that fast pace, you know, you want to get something done, go to Mike across the street, get it situated, resolved, bada bing, bada boom, you sold the product. Nevada, you got to wait the whole spiel within like a week or so to make sure that thing is perfected. So that's why compared to New York, Nevada, you know, Nevada is really great when it comes to owning a business because, one, you know, taxes are lenient here. And not to mention, it's more easier for small businesses to prosper in here compared to New York, which has higher tax revenue brackets and stuff of that nature. So, at a sense, you're coming here to relax. You know,
less people. There's less people, so you have a better chance of getting your piece of the pie.
Exactly. Best way to sum
but
it.
how many is too less, right? Isn't that exactly what you're tying into? But how little is too little?
Oh, so like if the four of us were to move to like some like small like thousand person population in like Arkansas, I think we can take over that town.
He's not wrong.
Wow.
Months. I think we can own every.
Jesus.
What was that movie?
Look out,
saying?
Arkansas.
It takes
Look
three
out,
badass
Arkansas. We're
motherfuckers
coming,
to
baby.
take over a country,
Vegas
right?
is
What was
moving.
that? There's a saying in a movie: three badass motherfuckers taking over a country, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, I heard it saying that it only takes 2 or 3 to agree to like accomplish something, you know,
Yeah.
to build like massive stuff. But like the Arkansas thing is like I have a friend that he learned from Geek Squad, you know, Geek Squad,
I used to
Best
work
Buy.
there.
He learned
My
how to
God.
do all that product, and he just moved to a small town in Utah. There's only like 3,000 people, and he started a business. He's like the only computer guy out there. Maybe there's another computer guy, but it's like it was enough.
He's more of a computer guy than anybody
he was
else.
18, he's like, dude, I'm making like $3,000 a month right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, that's dope. Like
Jesus.
just selling, like doing computer stuff. I was
You-
like, wow,
because
like,
you're in the
it was,
market
like, it was really
of
cool.
that state, like,
And like
they-
Vegas is like it's not
Yeah.
too oversaturated right now, but
It's
like
not.
people have been growing more than like the businesses, small businesses can like sustain like the people. Like this, like there's a need for a lot of services still.
Oh, yeah.
No, because it's growing too quickly. Yeah, right.
Right.
is good.
A
Yeah.
little bit too quickly, right? I mean, there are a lot of opportunities here, right? But there's just like they're really niche, right?
Well, it's niche too, but like it takes like you want to like you kind of like I like opportunity. Now you could like do something today and like suddenly blow up or whatever. Like you know they say preparation meets opportunity and all that kind of stuff. But like a lot of what Bad Hatter was saying is like people just get up and move and like now they're in Vegas all of a sudden. But like
Yeah.
to start
Oh,
a business
absolutely.
you gotta like I mean, you don't have to, but it's like usually you take like it takes longer. I guess I don't know.
It
That might
takes
not even be the
longer.
right thinking, honestly. But like you
The
know.
real estate is still pretty cheap here, though. So like,
Oh, yeah.
you can like get like a storefront. You can get like a little warehouse, a little brick wall, and you can start your business here. Like, and it's just it's the strip is popular.
Right.
Downtown has been like exponentially growing for the last decade, right? And it's expanding.
Old Town
Right.
Henderson too.
And
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a whole nother thing too.
and
Yeah.
so like the space is dirt cheap compared to a lot of other places like they're booming, like, and Vegas is going to continue to grow. We just got a major sports team. We're trying to get other major sports teams, right? We're trying to redo our infrastructure here, so it's a really good time to don't get me wrong, rent is increasing. I've seen it increase like 700%.
But is it going to go down now with everything else going down?
You know, I don't
I
know
love the
how much
economy
though.
here. It's
We
amazing.
might have a little dip, but I don't really know if the prices of stuff are really gonna go down.
You
because
could
I
visually
kinda
see
don't
the
think it
economy,
is,
so I
'cause-
got a good feeling.
It's still a good time to invest here, though.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because it still have a major growth factor. But like, I don't see like prices really dropping all too much. Like you have the intermittent stuff of people losing their jobs or whatever, you know, tech layoffs and that kind of stuff. That might have like kind of like a national kind of effect or whatever. But I think overall, yeah, this is a great place to invest. Actually, still like I just seen this like this taco place. I'm not even gonna say it, but it's like right on the strip, and I'm like. You know, because they probably got like 10, 15 years ago, just got a great deal on it. And maybe they're only renting it, but the point is, like, now they're like the killer location. Like, you get that traffic.
This is a great place for art. It's a great place for open mics. It's a great place for food trucks and the culinary arts, right? This is like the restaurant capital of the world. Like, so, like, if you wanna come here and create, and now is a decent time. We need more people coming down here to create.
We
Like,
do.
Yeah, we need it actually. Yeah.
And it's compared to like the bigger, more known cities like LA, New York City, right? This is a really good place to plant your feet right now. Like if you have some money saved up, if you have a good resume, I think you can come out here and you can like really plant your feet
And then like
here.
another cool thing is like the new jobs, like the mobile jobs where you're delivering stuff in a car, like that's you get a job right away. Like I'm saying, like the job land, like the basics just to start making money real quick is like amazing what you can do out here. I mean, just also the technology times, you know what I mean? Like
The
like
gig
you
work
couldn't do that
economy
before.
here is crazy. It's so gig heavy here. There's so many like event bartenders. There's so many event caterers. There's so many event everything like convention workers. It's so easy.
Right.
You can get a job.
Yeah, I have a friend that he does like so like he's busy for like 3 months out of the year. Now the 3 months, yeah, he's working 10, 12 hours a day, kind of sucks, and maybe sometimes 6, 7 days a week. But but like he's like basically on a salary, so the other 9 months he's just chilling doing nothing. So like he doesn't mind that, you know. But it's like so there's a lot of interesting jobs like that too, where you're actually like okay, you work hard for a short period of time because that's like the season out here, and then like. In his situation, he's just chilling the other 9 months, like collecting a paycheck, and then it's like he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, some people are firefighters, where they're on for 72 hours straight and then off for 3 days. You know, it's
Similar to that, yeah.
So that being said, the question was earlier, and told you we'd get into this perfect timing. Las Vegas lifestyle, balancing work, play, and growth.
Well, I could say that Matt and Scott have been bigger inspirations on me when it comes to that sort of thing because I see these schmucks working every day, and it is like, wow, you guys, I aim to be like you guys because that's the thing is like if you work hard, you play hard. That's the thing. You put your time, your efforts into a thing that you're passionate about or for money related. You know, you play big. You get to experience that privilege of knowing that you could afford aspects that are fun. So, you know, having a good job coming into here would be, and just having any job in general coming here is the most greatest thing to ever have because one, you could afford the privilege of living in Las Vegas. Best way to see it. Las Vegas is a beautiful state. Well, city. I love this place, and so will you. I'm just saying, it's one of those.
He loves us.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can we talk? Hold on. I know. I'm terrible. ADHD at its finest. Can we look at this?
Yeah.
Look how silky smooth this looks when I zoom in on you guys. Watch the background on Vlad. Look where Vlad's head is. See that little button behind him right there? Watch. Oh, I finally lined it up, you guys. I finally took the time. Oh, yeah. Look at... Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
now don't move. There we go.
Hey, okay.
Good workout.
But- sell me a car any day.
Look behind Scott right now. See what's behind him? And damn. See, it looks so much... Oh.
Yo, do people see the lagginess that we're seeing on the screen or what?
Yes.
Oh.
Shut up. Yes, they do.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they do.
We're working on quality. It's okay.
Hey.
We're working on it.
This
Sorry.
is genuine.
Sorry. That was absolutely a squirrel moment. I apologize. Just one more time.
Awesome.
More.
Okay, back to it. So, staying focused in a city of distractions. What are your tips and tricks for achieving goals, but avoiding all of the distractions that this city has to offer? How the hell do you stay focused in the city full of distractions?
Have serviced. Oh wait, and they're nothing to say, but yeah.
Well, I remember the first time I came to Vegas, I like lost $400, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that again. So none of you have seen me lose even maybe not even you probably never seen me lose more than $20 maybe.
Well,
I don't know on gambling I'm talking about. I don't think so.
no,
If it was my money.
No. Well, I was gonna
Like,
say.
money I found
Okay,
might be
well,
different.
there's money that we found on the floor and then we've donked it off.
Yeah.
We have done that. We have.
Yeah, that's a little
definitely done
different
that.
because like it was like a gift. I just found it kind of thing, But
Yeah, well, yeah.
but
We
it's
have-
like how many times do I need to lose $400? It's like gambling's kind of dumb for me, If you're a tourist, come here to spend money, that's fine. But like, living here, I just don't gamble because it's just something I don't want to do every day.
It just doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
The math literally doesn't add up. It's so. Fun fact, and it's roughly, but not exact. But I mean, I can say it if you want. The airport over here, because it's on the public domain the way it is,
Right.
it makes $100,000 a day. The airport casino is whipping in 100 G's. What are these other places making? If the goddamn airport casino is making that kind of money. People literally show up and give up all their money, or they're on their way out, they get drunk, and then they dump all their money on the way out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Which is why we have a new Plaza Park in downtown. So thank you, tourists.
Is that really what paid for that?
It's pretty logical. I mean, like we keep constantly new developments here in Las Vegas. The casino is like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna put a thing over there to make it look nice. So I think Fremont is the one that put that little plaza strip thing near the DTLV, the experience over there.
Mm-hmm.
They did a nice job. Put a little palm trees, and they have 3 new eateries now. We have a noodle bar and we have Indian food. So pretty excited for that. I'm gonna check it out with my date. So pretty cool.
Oh, wait. Oh, you
just
asked
opened
that
up
now.
a whole can of...
Yeah, you did. Date? Vegas? Dating?
Oh
Hello?
yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Oh, this is crazy.
Oh,
like
yeah, where'd we
6
meet?
episodes ago, you would think. Yeah. Right?
Wait. Oh, shit. Hold on. Are we doing it like this?
Oh yeah, we're doing it. Oh here. Oh.
Story time.
Story time.
Oh man. Let me tell you here, folks. Now, dating in Las Vegas. Now, I had some troublesome aspects when it comes to the whole dating scene, and of course, as every male, not every male, but me specifically, I'm like, okay, a girl that literally shares the same idealistic knowledge, all that stuff. I'm like, okay, she got a spiel, I got a spiel.
Hold on. What's your guys' ideas? We don't know your ideas.
Both business owners, both power people like that's the thing. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for another person that's like, hey, I own the thing too, let's take over this shindig. That's what I'm looking for, is just to find that right. And I feel like it's hard, but I'm like, okay, I'm treading the waters a little bit. You got to make sure you got to give it the three dates. You got to make sure that is that the one or not, so that's another thing in the dating scene in Vegas is you got to give
What are the
three
rules?
dates.
Okay, what is your checklist during these 3 dates? What are you looking for in these next 3 dates?
As long as she doesn't like crystal magic or the zodiac sign thing, I'm
So no astrology, you're
No,
not going to
not
put over
that.
that bullshit. No astrology, no zodiac.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay, that's the first one. No zodiac.
yeah, and no vegan. Listen,
No vegan. She's got to eat meat.
She's got to.
eat
I mean,
meat.
I will eat vegan food, but you're not gonna shove it down my throat, okay?
Yeah.
I love
Oh.
vegan food. You guys made.
So
a
you
really
want to
good
shove
hot
it?
dog.
So you want to shove the meat down her throat? Okay. keep going.
Oh.
All right. So she's got to eat meat. All right.
Third
Preferably your meat. Okay. Keep going.
Third thing, she's got to be like, yeah, we're both locals, okay? We both know how the Vegas game runs around here, so we both can't gamble our life savings away, and we both got to be the power people that present Las Vegas the best way we can. So that's the thing, is you got to make sure that these 3 avenues are addressed, and you're gonna have a good time here. So, bada bing.
Anyone want to chime in on that? Because
I don't know how to unpack any. I don't know how to unpack any of that right now.
Roast me,
It was a lot.
please.
I feel like it was a lot. I feel like there's a lot of things I disagree with.
a lot of things we disagree with.
Premise
But-
one. I
I'm
don't
an
know.
asparagus if it makes you feel better.
But that being said,
Hey, he did list his goals and ambitions with her. I gotta applaud that. Guy knows what he wants. At least it works for him.
As for navigating Vegas, right? Going back, I think it's not a city for the weak of heart.
Staying focused
Have a
in
weak heart.
city of distraction. Okay, what would be your biggest tip or trick for staying focused in this damn city?
It's not a city for the weak of heart. Right before I moved out here, I had spoken to all my friends and I told them that Vegas was my plan, and they were like, "Will, you're going to fucking die. Do not go to Las Vegas.
I resonate.
Please do not go. There's nothing good for you there." And so
Wow.
I'm like, guys,
Yeah.
like it's been a long time coming, right? The only reason why I know I will thrive in Vegas is because I learned one thing, right? And it's because I learned how to say no.
Oh,
I don't always have to go out. I don't always need another beer. I don't always need another wine. I am here for myself, and I learned how to say no.
okay. So do you feel like you have to start being selfish here?
Yeah,
Like,
really.
okay,
Just
so
like
is
how
that
many
one of those
times
you
I
have
lose
to pick
400
yourself
times
first?
to learn a lesson? How many times do you say yes and it's a bad experience to where like I'm gonna say no this time?
I know how it ends all the time.
You know how it's gonna like what I it's like how much time is it gonna take until you have the discipline to like make the change? You know, that's what it comes down to. Like you got to learn it fast out here. I mean that goes for anywhere. I mean the sooner you learn it, the better off you'll be. Yeah, that's 100%.
You don't want to learn that out here though. You want to.
Okay, I gotta ask.
If you learn it.
Well, you're beating around the butt. What story? So we won't do the story time do again, but give us that story time. Like, what is that one bad story that you're thinking of right now that you just try not to share so hard?
From where? Like here or
Here.
in
Here.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a.
He doesn't think it's appropriate. Damn, I knew it. All right, we're gonna let him off.
Not for tonight.
Okay, another night though, maybe.
Next episode.
Yeah, I just want to say I knew that was something deep there. That's for another day. It's for another day. I'm gonna let you off.
It's so cool that you could do that with your hand on your character.
So moving on, let's go with an easier one. We'll start out with the man who I feel like can answer this best. What goals have you achieved so far, Mr. Scott Warner? And what goals do you want to achieve next? In Vegas.
Well, I have like financial goals. I got health goals and artist goals. Those are actually, yeah, that's pretty much. Then I got multiple levels of each of those. Like some examples would be like I want to own a couple apartment complexes. That's a financial thing. I want to be financially independent. That's another financial goal. And then health goals, I want to be in the best shape that I possibly can at my age. So I'm doing all the weekly workouts that I need to do. You know,
you're in better shape. You're in better shape than some Marines. I'm sure of it.
Than who?
Than some Marines. I'm sure of it.
Some Marines, yeah.
I'm sure of it.
About some submarines. Yeah. And then just like music, cause I'm a classical pianist, so I'm just like always working on the piano every day, you know. So that's just something I'm gonna take to the grave, like regardless. That's just a musical passion that I have. And you know, like I could do those anywhere, but like Vegas is nice just because of where I'm at right now. You know, having my own place. No, like the only distractions I have are the ones I choose to pay attention to. You know what I mean? I don't really have to answer to anybody right now. I'm pretty independent on at my work. Like I don't have a boss breathing over my shoulder kind of thing. You know. And then it's just like, am I going to be able to stick to my plan? And that actually leads me to like how we were talking about like having ambition and stuff like that. So like 10 years ago, I wrote down like my number one thing is I need to have an endless source of inner ambition because I didn't want to have to be motivated by external source anymore or another reason or something else. It's like I need to have my why or my reasoning strong enough for me to do that. You know, to like that's my get up reason. Like I don't need like somebody to push me, even though yeah it's nice to have a buddy like hey we're gonna go work out at this time or whatever like that. It's nice, but I was trying my hardest to get past all that where I didn't need a partner or a buddy or something because I'm like the second older, so I always want to do everything with my older brother. You get what I'm saying? Like oh what he's doing I want to do, so I had to like overcome that being the second child where it's like it's a regardless of what he's gonna do because it shouldn't matter, you know, obviously. You know,
that's where like so a lot of people like
a really good answer.
A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm not motivated to do this. I need motivation to do that." But like motivation is spontaneous and sporadic, and it's few and far in between, right? What people need is discipline.
Oh
Right.
yes.
With
Yes.
discipline comes
Amen.
motivation.
Yeah.
That's how you build. That's how you get more consistent days of motivation, by building discipline. Like, no, I'm gonna get up and write every day. No, I'm gonna get up and do push-ups every day. No, I'm gonna get up and go to work and do my best every day. That discipline is where you really succeed. Is the hard work is where you overcome everything else. Everything falls into place after that. That's what I believe.
That's genius. He's not wrong. If you want it,
That's
if
what
you
I'm working toward right now. That's why I'm doing this with you guys, right? Because I feel like I have a lot to learn from you. I feel like I have a lot of this discipline I have to reinstill into myself. I feel that by working with you guys, I'm gonna see a little bit of me in you, and vice versa. And I'm gonna want to make you guys do better, and because of that, I want to be better to be able to inspire you, and vice versa. This is why I'm here right now. This is what I want to do, and dude, I really appreciating and loving this experience I'm having with you guys, to work together to build something that I feel is like tangible, to get us our dreams, like we were just talking about.
Well,
you know?
I mean,
it's practice.
Yeah. Well, the one thing, like, real quick, is basically like a diamond sharpens another diamond.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Iron
that's how I feel like
sharpens
men
iron.
sharpen other men. You know,
Iron
or
sharpens
women
iron.
sharpen other women, or vice versa, men and women. But it's like good people can sharpen good people, and I feel like that's like what I want to be around. That's why I was glad I've met you and have you brought into all this too. Like, been a great experience so far, and I think we're just tapping, we're just scratching surface on the beginning.
Dude,
but I'm loving every part of it.
I'm so excited for this.
Well, as we give compliments, I feel like I mean it, and I feel like somehow you guys all know it. Yo, I enjoy being the dumbest guy in the room. It feels really good to just be around other people that are smart. I kid you not. I've been in rooms sometimes where I'm the smartest person, and my first thought is, fuck, this is really bad, man. If I know I'm the smartest guy in the room, god damn, man. And so, for me, it's just being around other people that can tell good stories with good heads on their shoulders, that actually seem to have that empathy, that care. And that goes back to that whole Vegas thing. Man, that has taken me meeting so many people and weeding out so many shitheads.
Yeah.
Because you got to give people a chance here. You don't know. Because, yeah, fine, there's a bunch of diamonds in the roughs, but, yo, there are a bunch of dirty diamonds here that just need to be polished and clean.
Right,
and
there's
then,
people that'll try
holy,
to,
they're
yeah.
Some of the best. Some of the
Undiamond
best.
you.
I'll diamond you, bud.
Ripping you up, you
You're
know?
a diamond trader, bud. You trade
Yeah.
diamonds.
you're a
over
lab
there?
diamond now.
But I was gonna say the dumbest guy in the room could actually learn the fastest. So it's actually like you can skip a lot of stuff, a lot of BS by learning from other people that have either done that or made that mistake. I think it's similar to that. Like, it's
Hey, I didn't say it was a bad thing. I didn't say it was a bad thing.
But to those that don't know,
There's been a really good balance of me being the smartest person in the room and the dumbest person in the room throughout my whole life, and you can see it. And you can see when I surround myself with people who are smarter than me, and when I'm disciplined, you can see it steady progress. But then once I start to spend more time with people who I'm smarter than, so all of a sudden you can see the grade diminishes. It's like a downward spiral, right? Just even the job that you choose out here can be bad for you. I came out here in my prime, right? But I got a job overnight at a hotel, and so all I dealt with were either tweakers or foreigners who hardly spoke the language, right? And then the maintenance and security staff, right?
yeah.
So hardly any conversations that had any depth, hardly any learning situations. And so and now I find myself dumbing down my language to be able to communicate with
You become
foreigners
who you're
and the
around,
speakers.
right?
Yeah,
And it fucks you up.
you don't want to lose that that creativity muscle or whatever, or
have to
that vocabulary is important too.
Vocabulary is one of the most important things that you can have in life, right? I feel if you can articulate yourself better, then you can ask for what you want in a more appealing manner.
Presentation's key.
It's so key. But how many times you see like, cause I'm from the hood, right? I'm from the hood. Like, there have been murders in my block. There's been like my mom has witnessed so many things. She's been in the evening news like 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
Right. And so every time like you see like, oh, this happened in this really bad neighborhood in this part of the town, right? And they'll interview like the neighbor, and they'll go, I don't know, no. Things are bad. Right, and like you don't really understand what they said, but like if imagine if that person was more articulate, like, hey, like the fucking like the wage gap in this neighborhood is crazy. You know, like we don't have any resources, or you know, like,
right, they're not able to really identify. Yeah, they're not really saying. They don't really know, maybe.
No, well, they know they have the
they're
problem.
able to articulate themselves better and ask, like, hey, this is what we want, this is what we need. Like, I think...
It could have been a platform to maybe...
But they did. That's the worst part, though. They know what they need. They just can't... They can't get it from brain to mouth.
Right.
They know what they need.
Brain to mouth is the right way.
They just can't get it from brain to mouth.
Being able to articulate yourself is important. And the education system in Las Vegas is actually 48th out of 50 states. So if you
wait, did we move up?
So,
hold on, I thought we were last place.
So when I moved out here it was 48th. So
it might have.
Hey, we were last place when I moved out here. By the way, when I moved out here, we were last.
Cannabis taxing really doing them justice.
And therefore, the people who grew up here and are raised here can't really articulate what they need and what they want to make their situations better. Therefore, it's just like this perpetual fucking never-ending system of like, we're getting fucked because the system's
well, and like if you say the education system in a way is like just to create drones out of people anyway, like, hey, just be a good worker, show up to work and stuff like that, and like, you know, you don't need to talk to people, just put this widget and this widget, you know, and just like and make a wage and don't complain. They'd love to have people like that, you know.
Right.
And if you know, as a boss, if you got a guy that's going to work for 20% less than anybody, he's going to cause less problems. Okay, sure, I'll hire him, or whatever. Like, you know, but he's just but he's not going to give you any critical thinking, you know. Like, and he's not. If you're not motivated, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, it's not your job to motivate him if you're a boss or whatever. But it's like if he's not trying to like read books on his own or whatever. Like, at some point you got to take some personal responsibility. But like even before that, they might not even know that the opportunity is there, and that's kind of like the sad part, where it's like people that are struggling. For whatever reason, it's just like they haven't figured out that problem in life. You know what I mean? Whether it's money or whether it's like the education, or you know, because like
even the idea that you're capable of something greater or like or deserve something better, right? Like, because some people are just like, this is like they were born into. They had no choice whatsoever. Like, did you choose where you want to be born? Did you choose? Like, I didn't choose.
not.
I want to be like, I was just born there.
He
I
has
had
to be
deal
born
with the circumstances that were poured upon me, right? And I just so happened to be lucky enough to be in a country, in the city, where like opportunities were made available to me. And even though like I had really bad resources, I was lucky enough to like have the mom to still like guide me to a better place and like utilize these things, right? So like we don't have like any of these controls, and sometimes you just like, this is what you're born into, and this is what you accept, and that's all you ever think you deserve, and subconsciously, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
no, it is.
You
don't get that belief system changed.
You just keep like, this is enough.
Because like there's a story like real quick of like two brothers, and like their dad was an alcoholic, and then it's like one brother became an alcoholic like his dad, and he blames his dad because of that. And then the other brother became successful because, and he's like, well, it's because of my dad. I saw him be alcoholic. He didn't do nothing with his life. I didn't want that. You know, so it's like he's the similar situation, but it's like.
But is that how you handle adversity?
Control what they, and it's like handling adversity. They learn to control what they can and realize what you have to let go. You know, like example would be like, okay, maybe you got to work a crappy job right now. Maybe you got to live in a bad part of town, but that doesn't mean you're going to be there 4 years from now, or 4 months from now, or you know, or 14 years. Maybe you do got to be there for 14 years. I don't know, right? Until you figure out something.
Dude, one of the greatest lessons I ever learned was like listening to our fucking elders, right? Because like I grew up like parlaying with a lot of older kids in the block. I had the privilege of like working in different fields with older people than me, right? And my last job in particular, when I was living in Brooklyn, working as an emergency action planner for high-rise office buildings, the EAP, who I learned from, was like 68 years old. Like he grew up in Harlem, right? Watched Malcolm X preach on the corner, right? Like he was in the Vietnam War, right? He was like the head of security for Oprah, right? And so like I'm like listening to all these stories, right? And I would talk to other people in the field, and they were just like me when they were young. Same aspirations, you know, worked the same job sometimes, and you know, like always dreamed of doing something better or bigger. And I saw like I would have these conversations with them, and they're like, one day, Will, I'm gonna quit. I'm never gonna look back. And I saw that, like, I was like, dude, I'm just like all these people here, and if I don't change what I do, then in
get stuck.
20 years, I'm gonna be in the same position, being unhappy.
Yeah.
So I fucking
I can relate
I
to that,
put
yeah.
my month notice in, and I moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah, no, and that was probably like a little scary or a little apprehensive, and I'm sure you went through all those emotions and stuff, and that's what you got to do. But
I did almost the same thing.
Like, why do you have to wait till you're 68 to tell? Like, oh, I wish I could have told my 30 years ago, rather than listen to the guy that's 68. You know, let him tell you because he's got 30 years on you. You know what I mean? What can he say?
Well, but
you know?
sometimes, and in my case, but did you respect him? Because for me, and how closely this relate, for me, it was watching my mentor, the man who I was helping, he was helping me, I was helping him. He was literally making sure that I was going to be on a career path. He was teaching me how to make $1 a minute type shit. But then I looked, I was like, yo, do I want to be 40, 50? Do I want to be 50 years old still? Is this the career? Like, this is fun. Yeah, sure. That was great in my 20s. Fuck yeah, but then I'm like, whoa, hold on. And that's honestly how I kind of started. Well, honestly, I became really depressed because then it was my whole life, and then I didn't know what I wanted to do afterwards. So there was this weird, like, well, fuck, man, I put all my eggs into this basket. I was reffing, coaching, playing. It was, and then you look at your mentor and he's setting you up for big money. You're like, no, I'm out. I'm out. No thanks. No thank you. Sometimes you gotta run into that shit.
Sometimes you gotta walk away from a big opportunity to get a great opportunity. And even if it might take you 5 years, you know.
I don't even know. It wasn't even about the better. Okay, the money.
I'm saying at the time it might have seemed like awesome. Yeah.
It did. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, okay, come on. I would be in a nice house in California.
But you also never know, because what if you're going to screw it up?
But who knows? Yeah, fuck. Maybe I'd have screwed it up by now. Who knows?
You know, because we've known people that suddenly got $1 million.
But is that all that matters? The thing is, again, I would be so disappointed in myself because that's not, you know, shit, man. I'm a few years away from 40. I know. I'm an adult male, almost 40, being a red panda. Stop it. And so, stop it. Don't give me that look. And so, but I find that's one of those, no, man.
Don't let your inner child die out.
Don't need to be doing that forever.
You are that red panda, bro. Don't let your inner child die out.
Rawr. Spirit animal.
Spirit animal.
Spirit animal. Spirit animal.
Yeah, like you don't have to let your hopes and dreams die. You know what I mean? And like if you accept a job that like is killing your dream, that hurts. You know
Oh yeah.
That hurts deep.
Plans change though. Plans in this case for me, what I wanted as a child, and then what I was going to get as an adult. You know, because the 10, 12, 16-year-old me would have been so happy. The 16-year-old me would be so disappointed but eventually you do it so much, or you see so many things, you're like, yeah, titties, holy titties, that's not gonna be for me, man.
Yeah, you gotta make the decision.
Anywho, so let's get back to it on here because I was really interested in it. So we were talking about the networking and the opportunities that you get to different events. But sometimes if you meet up with the wrong person, or say, for example, you go to a wrong pyramid scam conference business meeting, do you find sometimes that like the wrong opportunities that are right in front of you can really ruin? Like, there's just so much out here, like the diversity of this community.
No, I mean, definitely don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. That's the first thing. Only invest what you're willing to lose. You know, just like the basic advice on that. I mean, a lot of people get caught up in that stuff too.
Oh, I'm talking about more like networking with events, the meetups, the talking with people, how do you, like, at what point do you find that this person in the community is, well, he's encouraging you or she's encouraging you for the wrong personal or professional growth?
Decipher from the bad and the good, and that's you to decide.
How far? Okay, well, in this case, any of you can think of a story.
Oh,
When have you let it go too far? Where you were trying to be a good, you were trying to pick up on an opportunity. Were you trying to go to an event and it just ended as shit? You realize you went with the wrong event.
oh man, let me tell you something. They have these pyramid schemes that you guys got to be careful with. This is a PSA to everybody. Okay, you can't. You're going to experience a lot of pyramid schemes. A lot of those little too good to be true little things where it's like, you get a portion of vacation home for like a week or so. That's also a type of pyramid schemes. But the thing is, people could promise you to sell you a dream. And such as this pyramid scheme endeavor that I experienced actually today. They wanted me to sell insurance policies. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to sell you a paper that says you got a thing. I'm going to sell you a physical object. I'm not going to sell you a thing that says, yeah, you got health insurance. No. The thing is, you're going to experience a lot of these companies in Las Vegas, and of course, all over the world as well, Prim America being one of them, that promise you a future, but you're never going to get it. Because it's all a web. It's all a big triangle where you just got to be wary. You got to be careful. Because sometimes, they try to get you on that psychological torment where it's like, yeah, everything is like shit in the world, and the only way to go through and be financially free is sign up for this $250 insurance broker card, and they make you sign up for the thing, and you're like selling insurance for God knows whatever. But the point is, watch yourself. Have the right friends behind your back. I got some pretty good homies right here. We're the DTLV good buddies, okay? So, stick around and we'll show you a thing or two.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because I think like the same way to sell something, whether it's a good product or a bad product, I think like the selling process is still kind of the same. Like if I want to offer you a position in a job, hey, you're gonna have a great future. This, I'm trying to, or like say even a business partner. Oh, I got this. I want you to invest in this business, blah, because you can make all this money. Like, so I'm like, but it's like the same thing. I'm like pitching you like this whole dream system that's gonna happen to you, and it's like some of them aren't real, and some of them, yeah, it could be real. You know what I mean? Because like if you're trying to get investors or whatever reason, like. But it depends on, like you said, like if the product you can't stand behind it and you don't believe in it, don't even try it. Like if he couldn't get you to convince, at least you'd be interested in it to make it seem real, that because like you could convince someone it's real, and then it becomes like is it real? I don't know.
The worst part about it is there was people in this specific meeting that don't have that mindset. They're like, oh wow, I'm gonna become rich like this, because I was surrounded by teenagers. I was like, oh man, this guy is gonna brainwash 6 teenagers into signing up for this thing, and that's the thing is like, man, it is.
Yeah, I joined a pyramid scheme when I was 18.
Yeah.
Guy that was like 24, 25. He's like, oh yeah, check it out.
Hey, I've sold. Hey, listen, I've sold like.
And it's funny, like
I fell for the pyramid scheme. I sold and I tried to sign a base.
Right, you try to. So like the idea is you try to like. So hopefully like you learn all these lessons really young, so you don't have to go through them again like while we're our.
Well, some people learn them at 60 and give their retirement up.
Oh yeah, that too. That's a big thing that happened there too.
Well, because I knew this one guy doing this pyramid scheme, and this guy's already got caught. He's like. He's got caught. They got all his money. He was like in Australia and everything. But yeah, like he built like $50 million.
It works so well here because it's a real Western like mindset, Western philosophy. Right?
Yeah.
This is like you have like the you think about like the commercials you see online or on TV, right? Where it's just like have a pill, you're gonna lose 50 pounds in a month, right? It's like buy this. It's like we're like a country of instant gratification. We need we have an
instant gratification consumers.
An immediacy, right? Like we don't want to put any of the work into anything.
No, we just want to live life to the fullest. That's right. We just want to live life to the fullest.
So it's like these schemes are almost like the lottery, right? Like it's all about like you want to gain independence from having to work like the 9 to 5, right? You want financial independence, but you don't really know how to do it yourself. So you you figure
susceptible
out
to that.
You're susceptible. You're gullible to someone else's scheme. Like, oh,
Yeah.
in 3 months, I just spent 3 hours a day doing this, and now I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just it's like you have all these influencers, all these help hackers that are really just trying to prey on this Western ideology of success.
And it's like, you know, and like I've met people that have, they've made a lot of money. They can show you their bank account, but the thing is, it's like they're the one guy out of the 1,000, or out of the 20,000, or the 100,000. But like everybody shares that same guy's story,
right? And so that's
called
success bias, right? So now this person who became a billionaire, they dropped out of high school, they did this, they did that, they ate this, right? And so now like they tell their story. This is how I became a billionaire, right? And so you hear about this one person's success story. But you don't hear about every other person who tried that same routine who failed, because they're not writing articles about them. It's success bias.
Exactly.
It's
That's
success bias.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I don't know if I've heard that term or not, but that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a
And so so like what works for
bias.
me, what works for you is personal to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, you have to succeed, you have to learn thyself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, okay, so how can I mean, okay, well, I feel like and chime in here because you're the only one married here. How can anyone find you if you can't find yourself, right?
I mean, you hear that so often. I mean, like, how can you love someone else when you don't love yourself? Yeah, it's true, right? There are but there's a spectrum, right? Like, not everyone's gonna fall into these proverbs, right? These rules. All right.
Well, sometimes somebody needs somebody to find love, happiness, peace, tranquility.
I agree, though, but you have a better shot being successful if you're comfortable who you are as a person. You're disciplined.
Yeah.
Right?
Discipline is a big one.
You have,
because that's attractive too. The discipline's attractive.
You're emotionally intelligent, right? You don't react on your emotions.
Yeah,
right?
you got your emotions under control.
You have logic and reason, right?
Oh, huge.
And then you surround yourself with the things that you love, right?
Look, you guys.
Now you're gonna be surrounded with people who do the things that you love, and you're more likely to find someone on your same playing field, right? And if you have all those things combined, then yeah. I mean, it's like, I think sociology is one of the most important topics that we can study as a people, right? And it's just like
all day.
And so it's the understanding of humans as a whole, right? So once you understand the humans as a whole, and then like you go on the exact opposite and understand yourself. You're you, that individual, the microscopic versus the macroscopic. You master those two things, I promise you guys, you will all find love.
That's a good one. Like,
damn.
Actually, there's a book called "Looking Out, Looking In." It was like from psychology, like in college. But it's like that whole same idea. But it's like such a good basic saying. Looking out, looking in, because you understand other people, then you start to understand yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, don't contemplate your existence. I did that and I gave myself a headache. So, fair warning.
Always contemplate your existence.
Oh well, this is about that time, everybody. We'll all go with our goodbyes now. Who wants to go first
Scott.
here?
Okay, I'm volunteered. That's fine.
Oh, thrown under that bus, buddy.
No, that's fine.
You guys did that to me last time.
I just want to go out like saying, like, you got to find your own vehicle, make it a proper vehicle. When I say vehicle, I mean like we're talking about like being successful and stuff like that. You have to find your own way. That's your vehicle. That's the plan of action you're going to take. And then I want to say about like the goals is to like, it's not even about the goal necessarily. I don't really care what the goal is. It's because like like when you're talking about New York, it's like the goal is to get from A to Z. Like I'm trying to like get to this point, but in between is actually what matters when it comes to goals. Meaning like if I want to be like, I say, oh, I want to be in shape and this and that. Well. And say like, okay, I set a time I want to do it for a year. Well, I need to do stuff every day to make that happen. So a year from now, I'm like, okay, it's because I did this thing every day for 20 minutes or an hour or whatever it was. I did some kind of daily task. If it's worth doing once, it's worth doing every day, or at least daily. So I'll say like the system that I'm using to do those little tiny things in between that 1 year goal, let's say, that's what's important. So it's like you want to focus on a system that's going to help you be successful. and to have a little leeway to what you're like knowing about yourself is important, because then it's like, you know what, as much as I say I want to work out every single day, 7 days a week, it's just not going to happen. So I'm gonna do 4 days, and then it's like something I can wrap my head around, you know. Smart. And it's like, so I give myself a Wednesday off and I give myself the weekends off, you know, and that's just based on my schedule. Everyone's schedule is different. Some people, they start work at midnight, so obviously they're going to do something different, you know what I mean? But that's what I'd say to that, you know. And like, find your own inner ambition, find your own purpose. And guess what? You don't have a purpose? That's great. You know why? Because now you can create your own purpose. If you don't have a purpose right now, that means no one gave it to you. You're maybe like a blank slate. You know, I'd rather be a blank slate than have someone say, hey, you have to do this in your life. Like, some people, like,
wow,
they become
hey,
doctors.
Clean slate is a good slate, baby.
They become doctors because they're so pressured and this and that, and like, maybe their parents like, well, like, they could pay for everything. Like, college was never an issue. They could get boarded up and all that. So like, money was never like an issue, but it's like, they didn't even want to be a doctor. Even though, like, yeah, they went through the whole course, and then, like, they're not even really fulfilled. And then, like, some of them, they go into a totally different field after they went to, like, 15 years of school and stuff, you know? So it's like, that's what I'm saying by having a blank state. And just try to believe in yourself. Like, every time you walk through a door, say, I believe in myself. You know, I like myself. I like myself. Sometimes it comes down to that basic, simple mantra of telling yourself consciously, so that your unconscious mind will, you know, keep repeating what you want to happen. Because you can't overpower the unconscious mind. It's just too big. There's too many things happening. So you could subtly, you know, build it up, though. And that's kind of like my final thoughts on, like, the success, and kind of tied what we're going with this.
I like it. That was amazing. Who wants to take next there? I call dibs at last.
All right, I think I got it. Whew. Human beings as a species are inherently good at recognizing patterns, right? So that's why we can look up at the stars and we can see shapes. We have astrology, right? That's why we can recognize weather patterns and predict hurricanes and tornadoes, right? We're really good at predicting patterns. And so if you become good at recognizing your own patterns in life, then you can analyze, right? You can accept, you can adapt, adjust, and then move on. And as long as you look inward and focus on those things, I think there's like no stopping. The tortoise wins the race. As long as you're a little bit better yesterday than today, then I think you might not see changes in a week from now or a month from now. In 6 months, you're going to be great. In a year, you're going to be fucking dope. In 5 years, you're going to be fucking unstoppable. Wow. Just by being a little bit better every single day.
Yeah. I love that. And
that's the I'm at risk way.
Nice.
And I think, yeah. It's up to you, Vlad. I had it.
That felt good.
So, дорогие друзья, не забывайте один вещь. Health, God first, health, and prosperity. Always put God first. It's God and good weed. Prosperity will always be in that line. You need to understand, guys, that you guys are in this world once. You only live once, YOLO. Am I right? Vegas is the state. If you're a crazy motherfucker such as myself, the state should not be. The state will not. You will love it here. The point is, keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, make that money. And remember, guys, no money, no bitches. Am I right?
No money, no bitches.
Hallelujah. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, folks, before we embarrass ourselves more, I guess that's a wrap for this one. Listen, I hope you found this shit all inspiring, at least maybe a little bit of thought-provoking. Yo, we did try and talk about finding ambition, reaching your goals up here in this city that we call Las Vegas. But listen, in my mind, this city is about taking chances, making the bold fucking moves. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Yo, living life to the fullest. The thing is, you gotta remember there's guilty pleasures everywhere. But you can't be afraid to dream big just because there's guilty pleasures elsewhere. As Scott would say, yo, you gotta set those fucking goals high, baby. You gotta go after you want. But a little bit of work, a little bit of determination. God damn it. And holy shit, this is Vegas. With a little bit of luck, gentlemen, anything is possible. So until next time, y'all. And by the way, we're doing another one in about 20 minutes here. No, chat, we are not going to YOLO. We're going to strive to keep our dreams going, chat. We are not going to YOLO. Listen, I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes. We're going to do another podcast. We are now doing a 3-hour podcast every single Tuesday. There'll be a little bit of a break in between. That being said, see you in a little bit, everybody. Thank you for keeping your dreams big, y'all. I'll see you all really soon. Like, shit, 5 minutes, man. Press that favorite button. Press that follow button. Somebody subscribe already. Jesus, criminy, man. Give everybody a round of applause. That's everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody. We'll be back with Vladimir, Vinny, and myself in about 5 minutes. Bye.
giving $100.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the third set of tonight's broadcast. Holy Jesus, we've got a whole fucking party in here. The Good Buddies has changed up. Today, we're going to be talking about cannabis consumption in Las Vegas. No, we're not actually talking about consuming it. We're going to be talking about everything else but consuming it and its effects. No. But we'll be talking about cannabis consumption and all of it. Now, let's let the first Good Buddy, let's do this. How about we let the first newest Good Buddy, Vinny, introduce all the other Good Buddies and then explain today what we're going to be talking about with cannabis consumption. That's right, Vinny, move the mic closer to you. That way you can start talking. Ready, set, and holy, there he is.
All right, I'm Vinny, Vin City Stoner on Instagram and TikTok. This is Vladdy Daddy, Vlad, Dank Ruski. We got Ivan and
I go by Javi.
Javi.
And yeah, we're going to be talking about cannabis consumption. You walk around the strip in Fremont Street and you see the no smoking marijuana signs everywhere. And, one of the perks of coming to Vegas is that we have recreational weed. And so it's like, I don't know any stoner who wouldn't be willing to comply with areas that are nice and safe and just accommodating, so that way we don't have to stink up the strip and stink up Fremont Street. We don't want to do that to you guys. We want everybody to have a good time, but we also want to be able to enjoy our cannabis as well, enhance our experience. Do you guys have any points that you want to bring up with that?
I mean, I agree. I think that they're kind of like public parks, like people want to play basketball and they don't have a court, they go to a park. It's public and they can play, and people want to smoke. They don't want to be at home because, many reasons, and they just want to be at peace with it. There should be like a similar, public space that we can just smoke and hang out, snack on things.
Snack on. Okay, well, and so I'll tie you in on that one. I'll help you out there, buddy. How do you feel then about the Artisan Hotel setting up for the cannabis consumption?
So I think that's a really cool idea. So it's a non-gaming casino. So the whole gaming industry doesn't really play a huge factor into that one, because I know that they wanted to keep cannabis consumption away from the gaming, even though, they allow people to drink and gamble. So I don't know what the big deal is, but for now we'll let them have that one. But, the Artisan's a non-gaming casino. Under the current regulations, they're trying to deny it because it's within a certain distance of a casino that has gaming, and they put certain rules in to place to kind of keep them separate.
So are they actually not going to let this happen then?
So they're doing appeals and stuff. What it is like there's a guy. I guess it's one of the highways divides the Artisan and I believe it was Palace Station.
Right, the 15 freeway.
Yeah. So there's enough of a separation I feel to make an accommodation or like an amendment to the rule, just because it's not like a straight shot, within that distance. So, like they're trying to appeal the new people who bought the Artisan. They're trying to appeal it. They want to have, so if you've ever been to the Artisan, they have that big like ballroom bar area, and they want to turn that into like a smoking lounge / bar where artists can perform and stuff, and they just kind of want to bring the Artisan back to its old glory days, because it from what I've heard, it used to be a really cool feature in
after hours party.
Yeah,
it was the after hours spot.
And so, the new owners want to bring it back to that, and they don't want to step on any toes. They're just looking for a little concedements in the current rules that would make it difficult for them to achieve what they're trying to with this place, which would be kind of like a cannabis resort.
Yeah.
Like a little bed and breakfast type thing.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, right, because right now there's literally, are there any, okay, so can you go anywhere and legally consume it out in, like, public? Or do you always have to be in a private residence?
So, yeah, right now it's essentially a private residence. So if you're a tourist and you're at the hotel,
You're
that's
there,
your
yeah.
that's your temporary residence.
Right.
And if the hotel doesn't allow you to smoke in their room, you technically have no legal space to consume.
Right.
It's pretty logical. Wow.
Well, now, what if you rented a
Got a point.
tour bus? Could we rent a tour bus and light it up in there?
So
Is that a thing? Could we?
I could see
Could
that
we
being
rent a bus and just make it the Cheech Chong bus?
So the one thing that I could see them not liking about that is having the hot box effect
Yeah.
and the secondhand smoke with the driver. You know, the driver becoming impaired.
It's like DWI type of thing.
Oh, I
So if they were able to come up with like a VIP tour bus, van, or party bus that had an airtight separation from the driver and the cabin, that would definitely be a very feasible thing, and I think that it could and should be considered if it can be done safely.
Sounds like he's gonna have to put on a gas mask or something, just like Bane from Batman. Hello.
Okay, well then, so what is your first thought? So my grandfather loved the man, but is never gonna change. Like I'd kill for that man if you told me to. I would. What is gonna change, or how would you make it so that you can consume while also not pissing off someone like my grandfather who does have money, can roll VIP, can order the Escalade, can fly in private, all of that shit. So how do you make sure that you enjoy what you're doing without pissing off somebody else? Because, I mean, beer, I can't smell the beer. We all drink things. I feel like beer doesn't get in his way. My grandfather doesn't drink either, but I ain't never seen beer get in his way of fun. Now, all of a sudden, man, you start smelling that smoke, he's like, oh, fuck, blah, 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 blah. It's all bad. So what would be your best proposal or thought to all four of you, because I know you're all little stoners, what would be your best thought on how you could share Vegas but not piss off the other people that have no interest in smelling it?
I mean,
And don't just say eat gummies. That sucks. Gummies suck ass.
I mean, I feel like that there needs to be some give and take on both sides. Excuse me. The same people who don't want to smell cigarettes smoke, but yet every slot machine has an ashtray on it.
That's true.
Oh, damn.
So
Damn.
there's the same amount of people who don't want to smell cigarettes, and they put up with that. It's just
not normalized yet.
decades of propaganda have made people hate weed.
That's right. And they're not going to change, damn it.
Yeah,
And they are
gonna change.
not going to, they will, I
You know,
promise you, he'll take that to his grave. There's no changing that nonsense.
Long before the timber, cotton, pharmaceutical, alcohol, oil companies teamed up together to lobby against cannabis to keep all of the hemp products off the market.
Hey, Vinny, are you trying to get shot? Like, what's going on?
Bro, right? Like, hey.
Because there was
It was officer, it wasn't me.
There was-
Officer, I didn't
Because
do
he's
it.
spitting some facts.
there was
I'm
many
just
of our
scared.
grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents who were upset when their favorite medicines were taken off of the shelf because they were lumped in with the hemp that the industries didn't want legal anymore.
Damn, he keeps it, bro. He didn't. Oh, shit. Jeez, I told you to stop, bud. You were going to get arrested if you didn't stop. Jeez. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. It was just
I mean-
the opportunity was there, man. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
What was the question again?
Where were we? Have we answered anything? Hold on. Wait.
I think
What were you guys doing before this show?
He was gonna give
Why can't you remember the question?
he's got some feedback, dude. So
You got some feedback,
I feel
dude.
like as long as it's done discreetly, it's not like in people's like face. Like I think it should be considered okay. Like
Yeah,
I think it should be normalized in the public sense. Like
yeah,
and I feel like it's a good thing that
and, you
we
know,
have more
like-
places that are more acceptable to.
having a nice, it doesn't even have to be huge. It could be. Like,
That's what she said.
Yeah, it doesn't have. to
Okay,
be
now hold on. I feel like
That's like
now,
your own
but
opinion, man.
but see, I feel like you guys, you just want to push the agenda and be like, no, old man, suck on my smoke. But what if, and I feel like I'm helping you guys out here maybe too much, but what if you just started with the vape pens? I would just be like, yo, but can we just have my vape pens legal everywhere? Marijuana, tobacco,
Yeah.
water, who cares? And then, let's be honest, that shit doesn't have a smell. And then it's much easier to tolerate your vape pen. It's kind of weird, right? You're putting a penis shaped in your mouth and sucking on it. And so that's all funny right there. But so much easier to just tolerate you doing that nonsense than having to smell you and watch you do that action.
Yeah, so,
Oh, come on, that was a good one. You didn't want to like that one.
we don't need to be, like, smoking joints at the slot machines. That's
Hey,
not,
go.
like, what I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
that
ask
would be
for.
nice. Just saying, but.
But, like, like a nice, clean,
Like
like
a weed
accommodating
casino.
place that doesn't make us feel like a second-rate citizen. That we're not hiding in the parking garage roof smoking a blunt or something. Someplace with something nice to sit on. Maybe some statues or something to look at. Something to geek out at.
That's
Maybe
the-
nearby some food, so in case we get the munchies.
Us stoners, we're like really nice dudes. Like me and Vinny, we went to the Reggae Rise Up Festival, and two individuals got into a fight. Well, I was one of those individuals. I knocked over the guy's beverage, and I felt bad, so I decided to purchase his beverage because I'm like, man, I knocked over a $28 beverage. I'm gonna go help this dude out. I felt like an ass. So
Wait, a $28 beverage?
yeah, so that's how they capitalize on the hipsters. You got the Life is Beautiful with the $40, vodka mojito. The thing is, it's like, yeah. I try to be nice. I want to, I buy the guy a beverage, and the bartender is like, yo, since you're such a chill, cool dude, bro, you don't have to, we're not going to charge you, bro. We're just going to give the beverage for him for free, man. Great being honest. The point is, us stoners, we are so chill. We just love each other. We love the world, bro. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with like a stoner coming to your casino and puffing it up a couple of times, playing their favorite slot machine? There's nothing wrong with that. We're still contributing members of society. I mean, shit. We don't want alcohol. We want weed instead. It's like, come on.
No, I agree that there's there's just some memes too. Like, I never seen a more peaceful at work atmosphere than a dispensary. It's like you go there and everyone's so friendly and helpful, and everyone goes out even happier because they have weed. So,
Yeah, you see?
and the employees go home because they got weed too, and they're happy. It's just like it's a really good atmosphere. Yeah, I agree though. I think it needs to change though, and we're just gonna have to start, little by little changing that.
Love it.
Yeah, I think it is changing.
I think so too.
We are going to see the end of prohibition in our lifetime, just like our grandparents.
Wait, are we calling it prohibition?
That is powerful.
What
A
once was
corporate
legal
prohibition.
became illegal. It was prohibited. Prohibition.
Prohibition, everybody. Weed prohibition at its finest.
He's rocking the Lebowski sweater. He's speaking facts, yo.
Nice jacket.
Oh. Yeah.
What's the next topic?
If I don't help them out here, are they going to figure it out on their own?
I don't think I will.
Weed so weedy.
Should we throw them under the bus? So the two in the middle just got here. They didn't know they were going to be here. But the two on the far outside, the Vladdy Daddy and the Vinny, I was like, you better have some homework and some things to talk about. This is kind of gonna be your show. And now, did everybody see? They're looking at me. Wait, hold on. Let me. They're like, hey, I
think women should be.
Yeah. Hey. Do like.
Vinny in a bag.
Do like.
You're blocking
Do
them.
like. You know.
They can't see it. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh yeah. You want to see it?
I mean, I'm sorry that the stuff that I brought up kind of got eaten up quick because someone else didn't bring more information.
Yeah,
I did.
because somebody else didn't bring more information
No.
over here.
Hey, one
That's
thing.
right.
I wanna grab-
I'm under the
I'm just
bus.
gonna-
See, this is what
I'm
happens.
gonna pass
This
it.
is what happens when you do drugs and you lose your goals and ambition. Oh, I feel like we just talked about that, right? Who was here for when we were talking about goals? Right? Were you here for goals and ambition?
Yeah, that's me. Oh wait, okay. So here's the thing. I love the thing is about cannabis use in the great state of Nevada is the taxation. Okay, the taxes, yeah, they're high, but I'm noticing a couple of changes. Yeah, you see, yeah, I'm noticing some changes within like our lawship and lawship and stuff, where our taxes from the cannabis sales are being used towards development of Nevada, which is something that I'm honestly quite appreciative of because now we have new roads in the downtown area. I mean. That's just to say, I don't know if they're actually using.
Is that where the money came from?
I mean, it makes sense. The cannabis sales, I mean, the taxes on
There's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and it's all being put into a pool. And I feel as though, and I'm hoping that it's being put.
It's all being put in a pool, and they're swimming in it.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Not sharing any of it.
I hope that's not the case, Nevada. We're putting it towards education and taxation, Nevada. So I'm hoping that's the case. So. Yeah, we have like this big pool of monies from the cannabis sales that we want to. I hope is being utilized towards the greater good of Nevada. So,
I agree.
So who else here is excited to see what they're going to be doing with these cannabis lounges?
Nope.
No one's interested.
Oh, another tax bracket that's always also going to
Another
open up
tax
doors.
bracket.
Yeah, are you kidding me, man?
That's the only way they're gonna allow it is when they can make money from it.
Oh,
Really.
no, he's not wrong. It's true. Listen, if Uncle Sam's not getting his cut, what's going on? So America found a way. They're gonna do the same thing with shrooms and the other stuff.
I'll help you guys out here. So you guys were talking about a comfortable environment or like a safe spot. So let's imagine downtown Fremont. Or let's imagine the Strip again. Now, same rules, but now you want to smoke your blunts, your real flower, your real tree. That's fine, because right now there's no public spots. But now, where would you designate, knowing that you guys are all locals here? Where would you try and designate a safe spot for you guys to consume without pissing off my grandfather? Like, where could you see a spot being where it's not going to interrupt everybody? Like, where could
Las
you
Vegas
place
bike
them?
ride. The Las Vegas bike ride.
Well,
I'm sorry.
with-
It's just the way it is. Everybody's
With modern
stoners. They don't want to admit.
ventilation, you can create any room that could the smoke.
So you think casinos should just make a room? Like, I'm talking about outside, like in public, out a designated spot outside. But it would have to be far enough away. But I mean, you don't want to like end up down the alleyway. But for example, would an alleyway be terrible? Like, all right, so imagine from where we're at right now, you're walking up the Fremont spot. So basically, go behind Commonwealth by the downtown cocktail. Imagine that whole alleyway being stoner alleyway, like legally. So fine, you're not allowed on the main street, but what if all of those bars right there created a little spot where you could walk in the back and it's your little safe spot? And everybody knows right there off Fremont and Las Vegas, in the back of all those bars, that's your little jam. That's your spot. Roll your blizzies, roll your blunskies, roll your doobies, roll your DTs, roll your Jay-Z's, your ZZ's, your YZ's. Being a little facetious intentionally. But shit, man.
Well, with some better lighting and a cleanup job and maybe a fresh coat of paint or something, those areas could be really nice. And like if you've ever been back into that little alleyway, there's a bunch of spray paint art.
Damn, I've been back that alleyway. That's why I thought of it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and sometimes there's some runoff drainage stuff that smells bad. So a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of upkeep in the area, and that could be a very plausible place for it. Like, it doesn't have to be in the heat of everything going on. Just a nice, clean, comfortable spot, well lit. No gang members trying to steal your wallet or your sack of weed.
Oh shit! Oh, you would never do that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just
I'm
be
just
careful.
saying,
Don't come there at certain times. Just
don't tuck us away with the bums and the crackheads, but like a nice, safe place out of the way.
Well, yeah, it would be. That's what I
nuisance.
mean. It would be designated. Like, okay, hold on. Imagine these two in the alleyway. How harmless.
Oh man.
How harmless.
$40 a gram. No, I'm joking. I'm just-
Let me hit that.
Jeez, taking it off of them
Terrible. I'm sorry,
immediately.
guys.
Welcome to the shit show, everybody.
No, but yeah, I think that also creates a market for like rigs that don't have the smoke exhaust. Like maybe they have like a towel to absorb all the smoke.
Don't they have the little device where you put in your mouth? What is it called? The Good Buddy?
That's true. Yeah.
Or, like, good-
Wait, what?
Yeah,
There's
there is. You're right.
There's a thing. It's like a little.
It's yeah.
Some
Like,
people call them hooties. Some people call them mojos.
He
You used to
knows.
do it with the toilet paper roll and some dryer sheets.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
are you-
oh,
yeah,
you
so,
see?
so there are ways to kind of,
It's how I used to smoke without mom finding out.
Oh,
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, when I was situations.
I feel like that's a story.
Vinny, is that a story?
Well,
Vinny.
it wasn't my mom. It was my buddy's mom, and we were in the basement. And yeah, I accidentally coughed some smoke, and it didn't go through the hootie, and I got yelled at.
Yeah, I heard you cough the entire time.
It's like all that coughing normal. Coughing, a little bit of smell. Hold on, what are you doing down there?
Well, let's maybe sidetrack. Hey, Vinny, will you tell us a story about the first time you ever got high?
The first time I ever got high.
Oh my god.
Yeah, will you
Just myself.
tell us a story about the first time
Okay, Vinny. Okay.
you ever got high?
Okay, because I got high.
Oh my god.
So
I peed a little.
let me let the. So the first time I ever got high was with this girl
Oh.
up north
Make me cry.
from where I grew up, about 2 hours north. She was actually the niece of my high school English teacher. We were real good friends, and we were casually seeing each other for a while. Like, because of the distance, it never became a relationship, but we obviously liked each other. And so I was up hanging out with her one time, and we decided to go for a walk.
Oh,
Yeah, a walk.
a walk.
And
God, I can't wait to show your mom this replay.
yeah, they're gonna know exactly who I'm talking about too.
Oh wow.
As a family friend.
That's hot.
And so yeah, we walked down to the park and smoked that tumbleweed. And as the marijuana burned, we took our turns.
Oh, we took our turns. Is that? Oh, and they took their turns.
That was
And
beautiful.
yeah, and then we were walking back, and it was really windy that day, so I don't know exactly how well we were hitting the pipe, but it was my first time. I was feeling a little stoned, got a little paranoid that her parents were going to find out and tell me to go home. But no, then
Damn parents.
then we went and we just cuddled up, watched a movie, and then yeah, that was
That's
the first
hot.
time I got high.
That wasn't that.
That was a good story.
Laddie Daddy,
story,
what was
buddy.
your first time getting high?
My first time getting high. Oh my god. It was back in the 1978, back in the Vietnam. What? No, I'm joking. So when I got my first time ever got stoned is when my Russian friends bought weed over, and they're like, "Yo, Vlad," or Luby, when they called me Luby in Brooklyn. They're
Luby,
like-
Luby, Luby,
They
Luby.
rolled up a nice J, and they gave me an edible. And I had both the J and the edible because I thought that's how the cool kids are supposed to intake their weed, you know? I took a really large dosage my first time, and I feel like I scarred myself psychologically. So the thing is, yeah, no, it was really one of the... See, I started seeing purple pandas everywhere. It was crazy. And the thing is, it was one of those things where it's like I created a spawn point in my life, so if I do die, I'll spawn back there. That's what I think in my brain is like, bro, I untaked a metric ton of weed the first ever time, and I feel like I generated my own spawn point in life. So I think that's my philosophy. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like it made sense because I was really, really high that day. I was like, man, like we made Wi-Fi from a rock.
Wait,
Life for a
what?
lot.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
That's
yeah, I blame. There's another version of Vlad in New York. He's the guy that is like, yo, dude, like check out this purple weed stuff I got. I'm like, okay, is this what the cool kids be smoking and be cool and stuff? I'm like, okay. So yeah, the whole world just flashed before my eyes, and here we are, and that is yeah. Just don't think about your existence when you smoke it.
Oh,
'Cause I
So,
get very scared.
so are we real?
No.
Yo, what happens when you die?
Reality is the illusion.
Are we an illusion?
I mean, we're
But could I pick him up and throw him?
You can. I'm in like Las Vegas. Like
Imagine just. Full on just chuck him, man.
Throw me over the circle.
Fuck. Yo, I could like. Never mind. I broke. Damn
Is
it.
Circa the biggest building in Las Vegas? Because I'm looking behind us and I'm like, yo, that's a pretty big building.
It is. It's pretty large. It's like twice as high as anything else out there.
It's twice as high. That's these two. Twice as high as anybody else out there.
Couch.
Damn. I mean, you walked into that one.
I don't mind it.
You
You're the purple
did.
girl.
You did.
What about you guys? Do you guys have any cool stories from your first time getting high?
Yeah.
I do actually.
You want to go first?
Oh.
So basically, in middle school, there's this guy. His name's Alan, and
Was
he
he
would.
from The Hangover?
With the baby.
It's completely different, Alan. This guy was like
sorry to interrupt. Continue.
a skater, dude, and he would slang. I guess his parents were cool with him, like smoking weed. So,
Dang.
just people would go to his house after school, or even during school. They would ditch too.
Ratting homie out.
So one time they had invited me, and I was like, yeah, I'm down to try it, you know. And so like we end up going to his house, and he ends up having like a 6-foot bong, and so that was my first time
Amazing.
smoking. Someone had to light it for you, and I was like, okay, I have a knife, so it's easier for me. And yeah, that's the first time I got into psychedelic music too.
Hey, I like that. There you go.
And I had the best sleep I've ever had right after.
That's the signature part where you had that sleep and you're like, man, I haven't had that sleep in a while. That's how you know like that was a good high.
All right. Well, let's keep it to an easier topic. If you could give advice to your younger self about cannabis consumption, would you or would you not?
A younger self?
Yeah, if you could give advice to your younger self, what would it be about
Can
this
we pause
nonsense?
that for a chance to tell your first time smoking story?
No.
Yeah, he's trying to
Oh,
hide.
give it up.
He's trying to hide.
Oh, shit, we missed the story. Wait, hold on.
Give
Wait,
him the
you can have the
introduction.
dramatic.
Give him the introduction. Hey, there we go.
I don't
And
want
NBC
anybody getting
News,
left out over here.
bringing the news to you here in Nevada downtown.
Hold on.
With story time with Madhouse.
So it took me 3 times actually. I
Wait, what? Wait, hold
3
on.
different occasions, 3 separate occasions,
Ooh.
and because I smoked like I took some what I thought were hits on 3 separate occasions, 3 different friends, and I did not feel anything, and I was really like just in that point in life like I really want to try this, and when I finally did, I was it was this girl that used to smoke regularly because she had a condition, so she smoked for some kind of pain discomfort, but she's the one that actually got me real comfortable with smoking.
Oh, you got the medical grade.
Oh, so you both fell for the girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh shit!
I got
So?
a question. So when you
yeah.
said your first couple of times you didn't get high, do you think it was because you weren't like inhaling it
Probably.
properly?
It probably had to do with those
Because
things.
I know a lot of people that, or well, a few people that I've introduced to weed. They approached me and said, "Hey, you're a stoner. Can you show me how to do it?" Because they felt comfortable with me.
Right.
You know, some people they're nervous about smoking their first time because they don't know how to do it.
Right.
And so I've always been the guy that people have been comfortable with coming to get high for their first time. And one thing that I've noticed that some people, they'll pull the smoke into their mouth and then exhale it from their mouth. They won't inhale it into their lungs.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's why I asked. It was just a curiosity moment.
I mean, my friends were telling me that, and at the time I thought I was trying it, and I tried again and again, and I was like, no, it's still the same. But now I'm well versed in that now.
Well versed in that now. Is that what we're calling that?
That's what I'll call it for now. Yes.
Jiminy Cricket.
What was the topic you were going after?
Oh, we were just sharing our first times.
Was there a topic we were going after?
Yeah, can we show
Well,
how
okay,
amazing
we
Vinny
tried-
rolled that J in front
We
of the
were
camera?
trying to talk about Las Vegas consumption. The whole thing is somehow supposed to be at Las Vegas in some form or another. But you're allowed to rabble about any damn thing you want. You can talk about how you want to get high enough and end up on the moon. For all. Like, listen, if all of a
Is there enough
sudden...
atmosphere on the moon to smoke?
That's
Wait, what?
true. Imagine if you hotbox the whole moon just because it has.
Or would you
No.
just be
We created a
hotboxing
whole
your suit?
precipitation.
Like, can we put like a little like concentrate chamber?
Like, you want to get on the moon?
Yeah, that's pretty logical.
Wait,
Probably
but what
could
if I
do
got in the moon suit?
Yeah. So like inside the moon suit, let's say we put like a little cart in there, and it just
Boing.
you know.
Boing.
We need,
Keeps it
and then,
hotboxed.
then it's got like a little smart chip in it that keeps
Oh.
you at the right level of high. So it just
Jesus.
releases just enough.
Well, now you know what you have to make, man. That's that ambition for the day.
So I am going to see if what was it, Buzz Aldrin and his new lovely wife want to help me design.
Oh,
Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah, Buzz.
buzz,
Aldrin.
buzz.
Sorry, just making me think of the idea of Tipsy Aldrin too, and I Aldrin, and tripping up.
Wait,
Anyway,
what?
um,
What?
I was sidetracking on going.
I'll
like
tell you when you're
tangents. When you're younger. I just heard
Y'all are a fucking mess. Jesus Christ.
And
I can't wait for you guys to all watch this replay, by the way. I am so excited for you all to show your mummies and daddies and be like, Mom, I'm on TV. Watch this. Ah, your mother's gonna be so proud, right? Isn't that Vladimir's line?
I gotta talk to I don't want to call it raccoon, red panda.
Shit, my
Panda.
parents like me better when I'm high.
Me too, actually. That is actually a good thing. My mom was like, "You're more chill," you know,
Yeah.
like keep doing that. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Interesting you say that because I still to this day haven't explicitly told my parents, but I think they've known for a while. And
Oh, they know.
yeah.
So take however long you think that they've known and multiply it by 2.
Yep, and then show them this video today, and then don't worry about it. They'll know.
But the
They'll
thing
know.
is too, I think that they're
Just show them the replay. Be like, Mom, this is my way of coming out of the closet in my own way. All right, Mom, I'm just letting you know where my lifestyle has really been at. I've been hiding this from you. I'm sorry. I'm coming out of the closet, Mom. And she'd be like, wait, what? And then just be like, Mom, watch the video. Mom, I'm leaving now. Just watch the video. Bye. Bye.
the
Yeah.
punchline is that the
Yo.
closet opens and it's just hotboxed completely and it's like
That's what I'm saying. It's not the closet. It's not the closet she was ready for.
and then she was like, oh, I'll check it out too.
She's like, "Oh, I'm
Nobody
doing
noticed my
contact
bunny ears.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, I good point.
Yeah.
Any stories with your parents?
Um,
Javi? With the
well, I smoke at home, like
They know and all that.
not indoors, but like yeah, I smoke outside, and yeah, my mom.
She knows?
Pretty much knows about it. Yeah.
No, that was pretty funny. You had a house party one time, Javier, and I had a big ass blunt
yeah.
walking
That's
outside.
true.
He had an amazing house party. His mom looked at my blunt. She's like, huh? And she walked away. I was like, damn. Did I roll that? This is Vinny's blunt. I didn't roll this. No, but it was.
She's probably judging it.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I remember that. I'm like, what?
Backwards, I rolled it.
Oh, the
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
Vinny
but
knows
I
how
think
to
we're
roll.
getting a
He
little
rolled
off
for
topic.
Snoop Dogg and Michael Jackson.
All right.
You can't.
10-minute
you
warning,
can't
everybody.
Claims that I roll for these celebrities
And Snoop Dogg.
when I have a confidentiality agreement.
Oh.
All right, 10-minute warning. 10-minute warning, everybody. So let's start with let's start with our two guests in the middle. We'll start with an easier. Well, let's do this for everybody. What in all of Las Vegas? What is your Zen spot? You go to not at your house, not your house. Where is your Zen spot? The best place that you like to go out in the world and consume cannabis. Start with there we go.
I was in my mind immediately went to Red Rock, even though I've only been out there for smoking like twice. But it's just really nice to go out there and just quiet.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And then I'd say just like desolate, nature desolate, like wetlands too. It's pretty cool.
Nah, shit, that was amazing.
I think for me it's the bike rides, even though it's just like
Yes, I told you.
It's like a moving smoke
But
cloud.
shout out to
Yeah, right?
Crank and Grind and Tall Bike, Las
That's
Vegas
true.
Tall Bike.
Yeah,
Every Wednesday, hump day rides they call them.
yeah.
I feel like it's therapy for me because it's just like a cruise and you like, yeah, it's just pretty chill, mellow, cool people, you know. It's just a great community to be around.
Smoking around too.
Smoking around because everyone's acceptable to
Yeah,
open to it.
I agree.
Ooh.
I hadn't thought of that. That's pretty good one.
Oh, okay. I would put number one to be the Las Vegas bike ride, but it's got to be the place where, so me and my friend Vinny, Vinny used to electric skateboard, and we used to go up to the parking lots, all the way to the top floor and go down, charge up the battery and stuff. So we go all the way to the one of the casinos that was abandoned, and it's just like a parking lot station. And if you go all the way to the top, you get a beautiful view of the city. And I usually go up there. I have like a nice little zigzag full of my favorite tree, and I'm just up there and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. This is what Batman does, right? But yeah, it's one of those is like where if you have a PV, I don't mean to like a walking billboard, but like all the Zen spots are easily accessible, and one of the spots. It's got to be that. It's the parking lot, beautiful view.
That's a good one. Vinny?
So
Oh, he's been waiting for this. Oh, he's been waiting for this.
I love exploring nature and getting high. Back when I was living in Wisconsin, there was just tons of state forest, national forest stuff, whatever. Just going on hikes and smoking some trees and then going fishing out here. Like I like to smoke while I'm fishing.
Wait, where do you fish out here?
Lake Mead.
Okay, there you go. Hey, had to ask.
There's also city ponds too. They're all right. They stock them with.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that.
And just like 2 blocks away from my house, over in Henderson, there's this little nature area, and even though it's technically just a rainwater runoff, there's a waterfall. I like going back by that and smoking back there when there's not homeless people enjoying the waterfall beachfront property.
We found 2 beers there. Remember that?
We did.
Nice.
With leeches on it.
Ooh.
But going up there and smoking, but going into the woods, like the redwood forest over in California, that's beautiful. Going up to Mount Charleston where they got the actually have trees and stuff too. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Like I'd love to go to like Lee Canyon or Kyle Canyon. Maybe this spring coming up when they got the morel mushrooms, do a little foraging. Get a little high, do a little foraging, cook up those mushrooms. Not those mushrooms. And just like connecting with nature while smoking nature. It just brings you closer and opens up your mind to look at things from a different perspective and just enjoy the things in front of you. Like you the stress of your work, the stress of your relationship, the stress of your car that's breaking down, the stress of a government that taxes you so much, and the stress of corporations who make 500% profits, asking for more and more and more from us while not giving us a raise or anything. Kind of just sucks.
I forgot he's high. Jesus. It was just supposed to be about your best spot to smoke the herb. We're not attacking corporate right now, bud.
It's like life kind of sucks, but when you smoke and you get to chill and just push that all out of your mind and just enjoy the moments. Being in places that are just beautiful, and then you just push that all out of your mind and you enjoy the moment. You enjoy the sunset.
Nature is a beaut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's like grounding and stuff.
Exactly. It's good for the soul.
It disconnects from
Holy titties. And there, Jesus criminy. And there you have it, folks. Some of the best places to smoke legal cannabis. Now, who am I kidding? Just the best places to smoke cannabis in Sin City. Listen, remember, it is legal in Nevada. It is. It turns out you can actually go purchase it legally. But be aware there are regulations. You can't actually smoke it on the strip. So consume responsibly if you're coming to Las Vegas. My number one rule around here is indulge, have a great time, choose where you indulge, but don't ruin anybody else's fun. Preferably do it in the privacy of your own home. I mean, really. But hey, if you want to go do it in a full-on adventure land, go out there, have a good time, be safe. Don't hurt nobody. So that's it for today, everybody. Keep it blessed. Keep it blazing, y'all. Keep it fucking blazing.
You know we are.
I'm signing off. Here's everybody else for the good buddies today. Thanks so much for tuning on in, you guys. And we'll see you all next week. We're going to try something differently this time. I'm going to end the podcast in 1 to 2 minutes here. But just for funsies, I'm just going to end it by only muting the sound. So that's it. We're out, everybody. And we'll talk to you real soon. Bye, everybody.